it, but I've got to do it. You ever seen the movie Pretty Woman?
Oh, once, I think. Yes.
You ever heard of the band Roxette?
Oh, yeah. Roxette!
Yeah. I love baseball. I love the Royals. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still watch the game. But this is where we're at.
Oh, this is Roxette. Yeah, this is nice. It's over.
It must have been love, but it's over now. That's it. Tell me, Roxette, you short-haired beauty in a warehouse with sheets flowing and fans.
Took us to Thanksgiving to realize the Chiefs were done, Mac. At least Dusty beat us. he got in before June.
Just, can you let this play a little bit this morning so I can just feel myself
I think
melt
Mahomes
away?
speaks today, doesn't he?
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, OTAs,
I'm an
baby.
OTAs today, baby. One Arrowhead Drive.
Yeah, you're going to wear that Chiefs shirt to OTAs?
Yeah.
That's
Of
good.
They'll
Yeah.
love that.
There it is, Mac.
But it's over now.
I love you, Kansas City Royals. I'm not going anywhere.
Damn it.
But the season's done.
Yeah, they're done. They've been done for a while. What they need to do now with an off day, this is the day you make some changes, though.
Yep.
This is really it. Goodbye, Vance Wilson. Goodbye, Scott Sharp. Those are the two guys you get rid of, because you've got to get rid of somebody on the coaching staff and you've got to get rid of somebody in the front office to tell people that this is not acceptable. And what I mean by that is Vance Wilson's terrible at his job. Again, what you're sending Michael Massey in that situation last night, right? You're sending Michael Massey in that situation. He's terrible at his job. And so you get rid of somebody on the coaching staff, and then you get rid of somebody in the front office who's responsible for putting this team together. Because I'm not to the point where I think JJ and Q should be fired.
I don't think Scott. I don't think front office should fire.
But all I do, they put this roster together. They need to understand their players and do a better job of constructing the roster.
The players that are on this roster, you, Mac, myself, all agreed should be on this roster.
But I'm not in that organization day to day, knowing the behind the scenes stuff either.
So I'm not going to jump off the boat that far. I'm admitting that the season is over because they're 22-34. They're 10 games out of first place, and they're 5 games out of the wild card. The guys that are on this roster, everybody's okay with. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But those guys aren't performing, and that's not front office. That's Vinny Pasquantino has 1 RBI since like May 11th, and it was a ground ball, like fielder's choice.
Yeah, it was
That's on Vinny. Salvador Perez is getting better in May. But before that, that's on Sal for not being able to be a humble man. And I don't know this to be fact. I'm just spitballing here. To be a humble man and do what that one guy did went to Q's office, said, hey, I'm not the closer. McCarthy or whatever his name was, and said, it ain't me, man. Put somebody else there. Sal's got to be the humble leader with the captain on your shirt and say, I ain't the 4th hitter in this lineup. Let's put somebody else up there. So the guys that are the players that we all wanted signed, Vinny we can go back and check the tape, but Vinny doesn't go to arbitration. We're all happy about that. That's on Vinny, man. Like, that's on him. That's on him for not being able to perform at the plate. That's on Salvador Perez for hitting .212. And those are all moves that we wanted to see. Lugo getting signed, wanted to see that. The pitching staff I have no issue with. Cameron was fine last night. The bullpen is an issue.
And they built the bullpen terribly.
Yeah, but the bullpen's also injured. You have Strahm out. That's not Scott Sharp's fault. You have Estevez out. That's not anybody's fault.
But it is, though. You need to know.
How is that their fault?
Because you need to know the pulse of your players. You need to know what's going on with your players, and you need to know whether or not.
got hurt this year.
I understand that's one guy we're talking about. I'm talking about overall. You've named all these guys that aren't producing. Okay, that's the entire team. Eventually, somebody in charge has to take the fall for why the entire team is not producing.
Well, they're
right
not producing
now.
because they're not hitting.
Well, but why though?
Because they have too many messages coming from too many hitting coaches that are on the bench. Like, maybe it's time to change up the things within the hitting instead of the front office. Well, to me, the front office is like, you lost 120 games. You drafted a bunch of guys that didn't get developed. That's what happened to the last regime.
I know, and we're kind of looking at it right now. There's nobody in the minor leagues right now that's even worthy of coming up at any time soon. They've underdeveloped many players. Well, one guy who's 18 years old. They've underdeveloped a lot of hitters that have gone on and played elsewhere and have done good things. That's misses on their part. You start listing all these guys. Garcia's not performing. Vinny's not performing. Salvi's not performing. Like, when are we going to start looking at saying maybe it's the process of why they're not performing instead of the individuals? Because you're right, there are a lot of guys that aren't hitting their weight right now. But there are a lot of guys that aren't hitting their weight right now. So why is that? And if a lot of guys on one team are doing something that isn't correct, then I think you have to start looking at the messaging and the process by this. And I think somebody from the front office needs to pay and somebody from the coaching staff needs to pay, because you need to send a message to these guys in this organization that we're not going to stand for this. Again, you have Bobby Witt Jr. that you're wasting. And I was thinking about this driving in. Every day that goes by that this team continues to lose, you're wasting a Bobby Witt day. You're wasting a Bobby Witt moment. And we can't continue to waste those things. And so that's why on this off day, a message needs to be sent, because look what happened in Philadelphia. You fired your manager. Things changed around. Look what happened to the Vegas Golden Knights. 8 games to go in the regular season. They fired their coach. They're in the Stanley Cup Finals right now. So you make these moves not necessarily because, okay, Vance Wilson or Scott Sharp need to be fired, but somebody needs to be fired to show your players and your fans and anybody that's still supporting you that this is not going to be okay, because every day that you go by and you don't do anything is sending a message that this is okay. And it's not okay right now to watch this baseball team play. And that's why these moves need to be made. I mean, Vance Wilson is getting people gunned down like it's nobody's business. He is awful at coaching third. And Scott Sharp is second in command in the front office. So you take somebody from each side and tell your organization that what's going on right now is not acceptable.
Yeah, I just don't think that those moves do anything to this franchise as in like a shock value. Vance Wilson, I will say last night, I don't disagree with him sending that runner home. I get it that Judge is a great right fielder. You've lost, 9 of your last 10? You haven't beaten the Yankees. You need some sort of aggression, and that was an aggressive play that didn't go the way of the Royals. It was bang, bang. It wasn't like he got thrown out by 10 feet. It was a ball glove, hit the rib cage, he was out. I'm okay with the aggressiveness. I also don't know what firing a third base coach does.
Well, it just sends a message that everything's not going to be okay. I think when somebody gets fired in an organization, and I've gone through this before, I think probably we all have, where you see somebody get fired that you don't think was going to get fired, and you're like, oh my God, now I'm on the clock.
To me, that'd be Zumwalt. That'd be the guy that I think that everybody in the town would be like, finally, everybody knows who he is. 10% of people know who Vance Wilson is.
But I'm talking inside. I don't care what the fans think about that. I think that's inside
because there's a guy that's not on this team that didn't get along with the hitting coach that's now playing in New York.
Yeah.
There's guys on this team that are showing frustration, and he's not doing anything in New York. You can go.
They want him out of there.
They want him out so fast, it's not even funny.
Yes.
And that maybe not a Zumwalt issue. And, you can give Zoomy the credit to Vinny in the past and to Bobby as well. I mean, Chad O'Shea gets credit for Randy Moss. But, all these things, that to me, if you want to move, that's the move. Because the offense, you want to talk text line about how the bullpen sucks. The offense is absolutely horrendous.
But the offense is terrible too. Yeah, and again, that's the point, Mac. That's why moves need to be made, because this isn't an isolated 1-year bad start incident. This is a trend that's been happening since the end of 24. They have not evolved as a baseball team, and that is on the front office. That is on the coaching staff. They have not evolved. They have not changed. They have not moved forward. They have not gotten better as an organization. They have basically gotten worse. Actually, they haven't gotten worse. They probably stayed about the same. Just everybody else has gotten better, and it's exposing now all of those holes. And the reason why they were able to win in 2024 and make the playoffs wasn't because they were a good team. It's because they took advantage of a couple of teams being very bad. And so, Mac, to your point, you're right. It's the second year in a row now that this is not working. So that, to me, is grounds for termination of somebody in this organization that is going to be felt. Because, again, like I was saying, when somebody big gets fired, it has an internal effect. I've felt that before when moves have been made, and I've been around an organization and somebody like, oh, my God, that guy got fired. It makes you look into yourself and go, am I doing everything right? Am I the next one on this list? And I think it has a message inside that locker room that Vance Wilson's been here for a while. That, man, we thought this guy had street cred in this organization. You get rid of somebody like that, or Scott's been here for 20 years. You get rid of somebody like that, it sends an internal message to, at least I feel that way, because that's the way I would react.
Yeah. Holy
crap, I better pick up my pace here. They're getting rid of everybody now.
You want to fire for shock value. I want to fire for accountability. That's where I'm at. I don't know. I mean, it's okay to disagree on the topic, but I mean, to me...
Yeah, that's fine. I don't disagree with firing for... somebody needs to go, Dusty. I think we're on the same page here. They need to fire somebody's ass today.
And,
But I think the biggest disagreement, sorry, Dusty, is whether it's the players or whether it's the coaches. Whether it's the coaching, whether it's the front office, whether it's the players. Obviously, that would be the biggest disagreement here. What is the reason?
The players.
You're saying the players.
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
And I'm saying it's a combination of both. I think you paid Michael Garcia. Did you invest that money properly? It's showing so far you didn't. And I've talked to so many general managers over the years in multiple sports who tell me the hardest job is knowing when to pay somebody and if they're going to continue to earn that money after you give them that big-time contract. And they've always said that's up to the general manager and the organization knowing kind of the pulse of that player. If I pay you money, are you going to continue to go out there and work and get better? Or are you going to sit back and human nature says, hey, man, I got a guaranteed contract for the next 5 years. I don't have to put in as much work. I don't have to work as hard. That's the line that these general managers in all sports have to try to figure out. And sometimes you pay the right guy, Bobby Witt Jr., and sometimes you get into these bad contracts. Ask the Angels about Albert Pujols or the guy who quit playing third base for them, or even Mike Trout, right? Like you have to know, and it's hard. It really is. But that's why these guys get paid the big bucks. They have to know that the guys they're about to reward are actually going to go out there and continue to earn that contract. And if they made mistakes doing that, that is on them. But, yeah, again, to Mac's point, this is 2 years in a row now that we've seen this offense be absolutely putrid. They know what they needed to do, and nothing has changed.
And to me, that's I would point to coaching because I do think these players are better than what we're seeing put on the field.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. That's why I said Zumwalt's on the chopping block.
Totally with you there. Yes, 100%
If the offense sucks, do we blame Andy Reid or Matt Nagy?
Reid. Yeah, Andy Reid.
But Matt Nagy went. Did that send shockwaves through the team?
No,
it didn't.
No, it didn't. And if it happens again this year, it'll be Andy Reid.
It'll be Andy Reid, yeah.
Yeah. So, Zumwalt should be the first. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, it's the offense. It's the players. It's mixed messaging. It's not understanding what they need to do.
Lack of leadership.
Lack of leadership, too, yeah.
That's my biggest thing on this team.
Who is that on the players?
It's Q.
Is that Q?
It's on Q. No, my thing has been management of this team.
There's no leadership in this organization. Dayton was the last real leader that this organization had. That's a leader.
It's every week for the past month, pretty much. We've had one player talking smack about this organization in press conferences, whining, complaining, bitching, moaning. It's been one thing. That is lack of leadership. That's lack of message or mixed messaging. And what I said last week, I believe you were maybe still gone, Dusty. No one is being heard. No one feels heard within this organization, and that's why you've got people complaining and bitching about ABS and our strategies, whether on things
and
being
that's
pulled,
coaching in front office.
when I'm playing, when I'm not, inconsistencies. Yeah, no one's pleased, no one should be, and you could point at all three of the front office coaching and players to give some blame, but there's piece of pie to all go around. It's about, okay, who's got the biggest piece?
You referencing Bailey Falter's comments?
Well, yeah, Bailey Falter's.
He's just one of many.
He's one of many.
Lugo was bitching.
Lugo,
Salvi.
That's Bailey Falter being a bitch.
No,
he knows what his role is because he did the exact same thing a week before. He was a fill-in swing man. That's what he does. That's your role.
But it's also, again, he's the third guy, I think, this month to complain about the organization.
Exactly.
And that's a fair point for you guys.
Yeah.
But Bailey Falter, leave him out. The other two guys I'll give you credit for. But Bailey Falter, you knew what your role is. You got absolutely shelled.
That's fine.
You were emotional, and you said that.
But
a week before this, you did the exact same start.
But he could also, too, be exposing the organization where he's just had enough. Everybody is human. And if it was just Bailey Falter, I think we'd all just, okay, it's Bailey Falter or whatever the guy's name is, right? But he's the third guy this month to bitch about the processes of this organization.
Who were the other two?
It was Seth Lugo and Salvador Perez.
Gotcha. I was gone when that happened, so I didn't know that. Sorry.
No.
I'm not trying to
No.
I literally was in a different country.
Yeah.
So, so it's rock set for the Royals because it's over now for the season. If you could have a do-over with any athlete for the Kansas City Chiefs, who and why?
Max is unbelievable. Oh, my God.
DOZ, baby.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and fellas, I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be told the truth because you're hiding behind your emotions or your insecurities. It's fine. But you know what? The truth is, ED can ruin the moment, and nobody wants that. Not you, not your significant other, because it's not always about you. But when you're getting intimate with your partner and you aren't able to perform the way that you used to or the way that you're able to, there can really be frustrating times. But at Heartland Men's Health, they're here to settle those frustrating times. There are a wide range of advanced treatment options for every stage of ED that can help you get back to performing again. Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performances with therapies that go far beyond pills. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So, call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoff long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local and bet your same-game parlays. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event.
Get up to 0% on select 2026 Subaru models for up to 72 months.
And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months.
0% event and a lifetime warranty. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Imagine buying your next car from one dealership.
With the support of many.
With everything you'll ever need.
When you buy from any of the Balderson Auto Group dealerships, you're getting the support from all of our dealerships.
Like our 100 service bays, collision, and detail centers.
And our free exclusive lifetime warranty. No other auto group gives you that.
From north, central, south, the Balderson Auto Group has you covered.
A family committed to
excellence, growth,
and harmony.
Go to bagkc.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. Outside faucets are annoying. We are currently running our outside faucet replacement special of $399 with access. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
The Kansas City Auto Show is back, taking over the Overland Park Convention Center. The latest cars and trucks, exclusive test drives. See the future of driving. Get your tickets now at kcautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through 7th.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to the home of the Royals, 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to the home of the Royals, 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Kansas side 35 northbound at Mission with an accident reporting starting to build delays towards 18th Street Expressway. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damage, new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, you know how we do start bench cut? So I saw this is a max start bench cut because Bob's probably never heard two of these bands.
Okay.
So 22 years ago, right, Boxcar Racer's album came out.
Yes.
20 years ago, Angels and Airwaves album came out. Start bench cut, Blink, Angels and Airwaves, Boxcar Racer.
I got to cut Boxcar Racer. I'm going to start Blink. I'm going to bench Angels and Airwaves, but it's really close between Angels and Airwaves and Blink. It really is that close.
Between those two?
It is for me. I love singing to Tom, and Tom's Angels voice and his vocals are just, it's so fun. It's so fun. And it's the synth, the spacey, trippy vibe. Oh, yeah, give me Angels and Airwaves.
You won't give The Cure a chance. You know, Bob used to listen to The Cure back in the
No.
80s.
No.
See, I'm a big
I
Cure
don't
guy.
blame you for not giving The Cure an opportunity.
I'd give him a chance.
I mean, that
great.
stuff from the 80s, man, is weird. It is just some bizarre stuff. I mean, watch the 80s videos. It's like, what is this crap, man?
But The Cure, that's the
inspiration.
That's the inspiration of Angels and Airwaves. And
No, I
that's
definitely need to
the
do that
creators
then.
of South Park's favorite band.
Is that true?
It is true.
Okay, there we go.
Robert Smith, he kills Barbara Streisand in a robot thing in like season 1. There's only two things they like haven't made fun of: The Cure and Mike Judge. You know who Mike Judge is, right? The creator of Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. And they say they will never make fun of him because he was the trailblazer to the success of everybody. Outside of The Simpsons, but, you know, The Simpsons are still going.
Still.
So if you could have a do-over with a Kansas City Chiefs player, I mean, man.
I don't know where this one came from. I really don't. This is good.
As soon as I saw the name, I'm like, okay, I get where Max. I feel like I know what your take's going to be. But, Bob, why don't you start off since your name's at the top?
Yeah.
Thinking about Rashee Rice.
I was thinking about Rice yesterday. Like, I don't know. Prisons fascinate me. They always have, right? And I guess it was because of the Scared Straight program in high school. We got to tour them and see them.
Have you been to The Rock?
I have not. No.
That's weird. I figured you'd have already been there.
No, it would cost money, dude. I can see it. You know, I took the cruise back.
It's like the Statue of Liberty for you. You're like, it's there.
It's right there. But I'll pay to go to the Statue of Liberty. The Rock, for whatever reason, I just never have, because I think it's actually pretty expensive to go out there.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's somewhere between $50 and $100 or something. But I could be totally wrong. That may be just me. I haven't been out there since like 2014. But no, I've never been to the Rock. But prisons have always just kind of fascinated me with what goes on. I like prison movies, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I'm thinking about Rashee Rice, man. Like, and part of the fascination that I have with the prisons is I think about all of these people that are in there that have just wasted their lives and wasted opportunities that were given to them. No matter what they are in life, they're sitting behind these bars rotting. And you hope they learn. And I'm hoping Rashee Rice learns, you know, that what he did and what he could continue to do could even be more than 30 days in prison if he doesn't behave himself off the field. I hope he really does get that Scared Straight message. But we'll see ultimately what happens. So I'm like, I wish we could just give this guy a do-over, right?
Yes.
Like, if we could just start this career over and hit like a do-over button, I would love to give Rashee Rice a do-over because he's going to be done with the Chiefs at the end of this season, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to look at that and we're going to go, what do we get out of Rashee Rice? Man, if we could hit the do-over and he could just stay out of trouble off the field, maybe he does turn into that best wide receiver in franchise history like they had the expectation for when they drafted him a couple of years ago.
So your do-over is Rashee Rice?
Yeah, it is. Or no, I mean, I'm thinking about Rashee Rice.
I was just saying, I thought there was somebody else on that
list.
list.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I'd love to give the do-over to. I'd love to give the do-over button to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But Rashee Rice, no, he's number one on that list. But Clyde is number two on that list. That first game that he had, man.
That first game that he had was so good. It was
so
like,
good.
we got our guy.
But do we remember anything after really that first game with Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
25 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown.
I'm not trying to be a Richard, but I remember that game, and then I remember he became a nurse.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. No,
like,
that's the point. Yeah, you're right.
And more power to him, because if I didn't do this, I'd probably get in the medical field in that sort of way. Because, dude, just pay me to lift bodies onto beds or help you out some way. I don't know anything about a vein or an artery, but, man, I'd be doing my part in life.
Yeah,
and
helping out.
There's a lot of hot aces out there.
He had 160 yards his rookie year against Buffalo in Week 6. And
That
then
was
after
the-
that,
I don't
was the big
remember
game.
that game.
Oh, I
though.
remember that Buffalo
the
game.
Buffalo
Yeah,
game.
I don't remember
2
that.
touchdowns or one? I know he had one in the corner.
Let me see. Buffalo. 0 touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Yeah, I
don't remember it either.
Yeah, I guess to say you don't remember. I had 2 touchdowns in that game. He had none. Oh, okay.
But I remember that game because
It's a quarter of the end zone.
But I remember everybody, when they saw that game, they were like, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
This is part of that LSU offensive tree. But, I mean, again, like, to Bob's point, we'd all love to do that one over.
Yeah.
Because we all watched that team. That's the greatest offensive team I've ever seen in college history.
And you realize that was like 2019 now, guys, how long ago that was, just to put it into perspective, because Clyde was the 2020 draft when Goodell was sitting in his living room eating M&Ms, right?
And the only reason I know that is 2020 draft is because Jamar Chase decided not to go to the draft and wait a year. Because when Jefferson came out as a rookie, they were like, man, you're really good. He's like, what's with my other guy comes out into the league? And you're like, oh, Jamar's better. And then the debate started without even one of them playing.
Yeah, which one's going to be better? And it's
Yeah.
still going on now.
And the debate is still going
Yes.
on right now because that's how good both of those guys are. And Clyde was the running back on that team, and Joe Burrow obviously was the quarterback on that team. They just rehired the head coach of that team to coach at LSU right now. I love that move.
Absolutely.
That's a great move by them. But no, Clyde is that one guy we're like, damn, if we could just get a do-over on him, because what if he works out? Who knows? Maybe we win a couple of Super. Never mind. But seriously, like Clyde is that guy.
No, it would have been awesome. Yeah, he had 400-yard games, one of which was that first game ever in the league.
And he only had 3 others after that.
Yep. All in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah. What about you, Dusty?
Kareem Hunt.
That's a good one, too.
Yep.
Watching what he did that first – you talk about Clyde's first game, that first game that Kareem Hunt had against the Patriots.
Yes.
Where I believe the next couple of weeks people were copying plays that Andy Reid had drawn up for Kareem Hunt. He had the one fumble, right? You remember that game? Remember that moment? Like fumbled one time at, Toledo, one time. And then fumbles once. Andy Reid taps him on the helmet and then just explodes.
Just got right back to him,
Leads the league in rushing that year. It was one of the down years in running back eras for the NFL. What do you have, like 1,100? Not even that, right?
I think it was more than that. I'll have to look here real quick.
Was it 1,300 yards?
Yeah, I think it was like 13. Yeah, I'll have to
So
look.
leads the league in rushing that year.
Yeah.
He's elusive on all aspects of the field. He can catch, he can block, he was the perfect piece for the Andy Reid offense.
He really was.
And that offense, when he was doing that in 17, and then you have him for like the first 6 weeks in 18, and you're like, man, Mahomes, Hunt, Hill, Kelsey, holy smoke. Like, that's 4 guys.
Yep.
And now we're like, all right, we got Mahomes, and Kelsey's 35. Who's the receiver we're leaning? I mean, Kareem Hunt made that offense what it was. And what he did for Alex Smith and what he did for Patrick Mahomes as a first-year starter through like 6 weeks of the season. And then it was done because of dumb mistakes and lies, because you can't lie and you can't be a domestic abuser. And I don't know if I can go back in time and like change people, but man, to kind of like, if you could take some of the future and go back to the past and take 3 Super Bowl rings and a check that says $35 million and say, hey, man, all you've got to do is stay disciplined and true to yourself, and all of this will be yours, right? And I don't know if that would change him, because I think part of the success led to the downfall. And unfortunately,
and then he kept falling down, too.
And then there was a DUI in Cleveland, and then you realize when he said in the back of the cop car, I should be a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
I should have been
that. Was sad. That was very sad. I actually felt bad for him in that moment. Yeah.
But, I mean, we talk about Rice hitting that gut check moment. I think that was Kareem's moment.
No doubt.
Because then after that, he gets signed by Cleveland. He goes to the Browns, has a couple of good years, and then he comes to Kansas City, and the narrative of Kareem Hunt changed. If we had today's Kareem Hunt in 2017, 2018, 2019, no, he's probably not here. He probably doesn't get a second contract.
No, probably not. No.
That's just probably the way the NFL works
Still
back then.
had 2 and a half more seasons.
A prime.
Yes, a prime. And then you let him go, and everybody's good with that.
And he was everything that we want in a running back in the NFL today. Block, catch, run, explosive. Not going to have like 80, not going to have like 95 speed on Madden.
No.
But he's going to have breaking tackle ability, and he's going to have the agility of like what, because like I just watched a highlight, which is funny we're doing this topic because I just watched 2017 Kareem Hunt highlight on Twitter. And the first thing they showed was the Patriots game, and I'm just like, oh my!
Yeah, that's where he came onto the scene,
and they blew them out. That was the game. Everybody goes, "Is it time for Brady to retire?"
That's right. That was another Chiefs beating that cost them. It was 2014, and then that game, like every time the Chiefs beat his ass, they go, "Is he ready to retire?"
And he'd go on to win two more
literally, yes.
maybe 3.
42-27. Yeah,
blew
was
him
the
out.
score. Yeah,
blew him, and 27 was a garbage time.
It really.
How many touchdowns?
I think.
And how many total yards?
I have to go back because it was going to his 148 yards. Oh my God, he had 98 yards receiving, 148 yards.
That's
rushing.
right.
Yeah, that was one. That wheel route though. That was one play. He had like 50-some yards. It was spectacular. It was great. Yeah.
So yeah, 250 yards.
And hopefully that's what Emmett Johnson can be this year for the Chiefs. Kind of that guy out of the backfield to do those things. I don't think Ken Walker is necessarily going to be a Kareem Hunt style. I think Emmett Johnson is more of a guy that can be that style of running back. Out in the flats, catching passes, doing that thing. I'd like Walker to be more of a runner. But I think what we've learned so far through these first 2 names is that people know ours. They won't know Max. But also what it comes down to is we're talking about people who didn't take care of business off the field that have turned into people, man, if you just took care of business and were a normal human being, you'd still be playing in the NFL and making a lot of money and not be behind bars. It's amazing what happens when you're an adult off the field. Mac, who do you have?
My guy, I think he was a total adult off the field. It just wasn't off the field. He wasn't on the field enough. Dorian O'Daniel.
DOD, baby.
DOD.
Who?
This guy was supposed to be a stud linebacker, sideline to sideline. And here's my do-over. Here's my take here. This was a coaching malpractice here by Spagnuolo. This guy should have been on the field more. We've been looking for linebackers. Nick Bolton was not here yet. Willie Gay, I don't even know if he was quite here yet. Anthony Hitchens, I don't know if they had paid him yet from Dallas.
Oh, Anthony Hitchens was gone by the time Spags got here.
Yeah. Well, Dorian O'Daniel was gone by the time Spags got here as well. So I guess this is a Bob Sutton issue. I guess I'm mad at Bob Sutton.
Wow. We're going all the way back to Bob Sutton. And like of all the athletes in Kansas City sports, you can hit the do-over button on. Mac goes with Dorian O'Daniel. Did you and Binkley consult on this one?
No.
He's going to get a text soon. Totally agree, Mac.
Yeah. Get
Should have
Binkley
played more.
online.
Yeah.
I just know DOD was. I know what you're talking about because I remember DOD. I remember the hype train of DOD.
I thought he was the style of linebacker that we have now. Smaller, faster.
You wanted him to be Drew Tranquil.
Yes, 100%.
Leo Chanel.
Yes, I wanted him to be used in multiple facets. I thought he was fast. Thought he could be like a Nick Bolton.
Somebody says Max Pick needs a do-over.
Take the rest of the month.
Max Pick needs a do-over.
Somebody says do-over for Brett Veach. He should have drafted DK Metcalf.
Okay.
There we go.
Always. I feel that, though. I was so mad knowing that they didn't take him. But whatever. It's Tyreek Hill's fault.
It's not.
No, it is. It absolutely
not. No, you
is,
take the better player at
but
the
maybe
same
they
position.
Didn't think he was
it doesn't
better.
matter about stylistic.
They went
take
on and
the
won a couple of
guy
Super
with
Bowls.
an 8-pack who can
fine.
hit go routes.
It's fine. It really is fine.
I will say
they won Super Bowls.
Different conversations.
Yeah,
You're having a different
they
conversation.
whipped on not taking DK, but so many other teams did to where I finally got peace with it was like, yeah, we fumbled the bag there. But why did everybody else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you look at a guy who's 6'5", who could break an entire ice chest over his own 8-pack and ran a 4.3, but yet everyone passed.
Well, there's a lot of workout warriors that we see all the time. Oh my God, that guy looks like an Adonis, and then he can't play.
But yet then we take Xavier Worthy in the first round.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm like, where did we?
They wanted the speed. They covet speed.
Fair.
Like that's the Royals covet analytics or whatever. The Chiefs have always coveted speed. From the time Andy Reid walked in the door, it's been all about speed. It's never been about that big, powerful wide receiver that we've all coveted, right? It's funny. Fans have wanted this. We want this big wide receiver. And Andy Reid's like, nah, we're good.
Same 40 time. I'll take the guy with the same 40 time,
Yeah.
5 more inches and 50 more pounds. Again, it does not matter. You're right. Who won Super Bowls? But it also does matter because the team would have been better.
Well, but how could it have been better when it did? When like the end, that's where you're missing the boat, Mac. And I will say that. I think you're being very short-sighted on this. To have 3 Super Bowl championships in 7 years.
They're different conversations. That's they're completely different conversations.
For me, they're not, though.
No, they are.
For me, they're not, because I don't really care what they missed on, because they didn't fail. It wasn't like what's going on with the Royals right now, right? Where they're failing and they're missing on everything right now. The Chiefs may have missed on a guy. They could have had a better wide receiver here, but it's not going to change the end results. It's not going to change. Like, you won Super Bowls. It's not like, man, we could have won a Super Bowl if we had DK Metcalf. You legitimately won 3 in 5 years. And so when you have those end results, it's hard for me to go back and care, really, quite frankly, about them taking McCole Hardman over DK Metcalf. Again, and you could, if you want to really boil it down, McCole catches a game-winning touchdown pass, too. So he contributed to that team winning Super Bowls in multiple Super Bowls. Not to say that DK Metcalf wouldn't. If they hadn't won Super Bowls and they were always struggling in that passing game, it's a great conversation to have. I look at it and go, I've had a great run watching this team. They've got 3 Super Bowl championships. They've been to 5 of those. There's really not much more they could have done in that 5 to 7 year span. And I don't know how they become a better overall team just by having DK Metcalf versus, McCole Hardman based on the end results.
Did Georgia win the national title that year?
What year?
Where they drafted McCole Hardman the next year?
20. That would have been, 2020, 2019?
No, that was 21 probably, right? Or was he drafted before COVID?
I thought it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the reason they drafted D Ford was because he just went nuts on Jameis Winston. Because D Ford Auburn sacked Winston, I think, like a couple times in that championship game, or maybe it was SEC.
It was 2019 was McCole Hardman, and they did not win the national championship. They've been in it.
But he had like a game or something that stuck out.
He did, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, who's this kid?
Oh, yeah.
And then Tyreek has the incident at the airport that gets blown out of proportion, and then we play the whole recording on this show, or not on this show, but on this station. It was one of the wildest days of my life. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, McCole Hardman, that's the next Tyreek. But what's funny is DK was Tyreek, but tall.
Yeah, and here we are still trying to recreate Tyreek Hill.
Because I can't remember what he did at Ole
Are
Miss.
we trying to do that, or is the organization trying to do that?
Well, that's what I mean. Of course,
I
can't recreate
I'm
anything.
legitimately asking, though. Are we as fans trying to recreate Tyreek Hill, or is the organization trying to because if the organization is trying to recreate Tyreek Hill, we need to have a long talk, Brett. We really do.
They don't just covet speed. That's my point. It's not just speed that they covet. It's not, because if it was speed, they would have taken DK, or they would have considered other guys. It's a size speed.
It is
combination.
A speed size. Look at Deshaun Jackson, right? How successful was Andy Reid with Deshaun Jackson? Pretty damn successful, right?
He's coached the 2 best deep threats of all time. Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. That's his bread and butter. So if that's your bread and butter as a coach, and you're really good at doing that, then you set your guys up to have that success. You give Andy Reid the players that he wants, right? That's kind of how you do business. If he goes, I want these guys because this is how my system fits best. Let's go get them and let's take care of business. Great. And they've won everywhere. You can't question the results of Andy Reid. And so he just likes that style of wide receiver, right? Just like maybe you like a blonde and somebody likes a brunette.
So I have a question. I don't know if this is, me not doing my job. When did A.J. Brown get drafted by the Titans? Was it top 10 pick? Top 8?
Yeah.
You were there, right?
Yeah, it would have been there. That would have been he wasn't top 10 pick. Let me see.
Top 15?
No, I feel
so
like
were they just not good at Ole Miss? Or was this before the receivers?
Ole Miss was not that great.
No,
then.
not back in those days.
No, they were not great. No.
Again,
A.J. Brown was a beast, though. A.J. Brown was a beast
Brown
in college.
Was better than Metcalf in college.
In college, yeah, statistically, yeah,
probably
he's second round.
Second round.
A.J. Brown, 51st overall, 2019.
And DK was what, 38?
Yeah, 38th or something, yeah.
Jeez. Who was the quarterback at Ole Miss?
Eli Manning.
Back then it would have been Matt Corral, maybe.
Oh, God.
If I remember correctly.
I mean,
that's a hell of a name right there.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, Matt Corral.
DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown. Start
Damn,
pitch cut.
not bad.
Receiver duos in college. Woo! I still can't.
I know that I'm hard.
That picture of DK and AJ in the gym.
But it also goes to show you, though, like you can have those great wide receivers, you still need a competent quarterback. It all comes down to having that guy under center. Because imagine if those two guys were playing with anybody else other than, Golden Corral out there, whoever that guy's name was that you just mentioned. Like if they had a legitimate quarterback, and I mean, we would have been talking a lot about them, right? those guys at LSU, fantastic players. I'm not taking, but they also had Joe Burrow throwing them the football, who's a top quarterback in the NFL, right? Imagine if Eli was the quarterback back then, or even Jackson Dart at that time, one of the good quarterbacks that Ole Miss had. Imagine what they could have done. You're sitting there telling those stories, and I'm listening, I'm going, damn, they were legitimately a quarterback away from being one of those offenses that we talk about, like that 2018, 2019 LSU team.
For those of you wanting information about A.J. Brown, Ian Rappaport said yesterday the Patriots are not willing to give up a first-round pick as of right now.
As of right now.
That means they are not particularly close, and that means there is a chance this could drag on for the foreseeable future.
Nobody wants that. Just make the trade and move on. But you know what? Then the Chiefs can get involved. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's entering the group chat right now. And if you're willing to give up a first-round pick, which I am, for A.J. Brown, go ahead and do it, man. You're going to be picking 32 next year. Who the hell cares?
Time to appreciate greatness. By the way, Game 6 tonight, Thunder Spurs. What can Wemby do, and how can you appreciate the greatness that is being displayed in this playoff season for the NBA? Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Terry Hardy's is closed.
Well, that sucks.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control do work that is just second to none. They are spectacular at everything that they do. I can't, explain enough how awesome our front yard and our backyard looks right now because of Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And it was a patch of grass that was terrible. It was weeds. It was dandelions, roots from trees. I mean, it was a mess. Think about the worst patch of grass you've ever seen. That was our front yard. And we finally decided, you know what? Enough is enough. Let's call the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control because they get the job done right the first time. And that is music to my ears because that's all it took, one time, for them to come out and take over that lawn. And they have it now as the best lawn on the block. It looks marvelous. It's wonderful and awesome. And we're so excited that we have finally a front lawn that we can brag about. And we also like sitting out back as well in the spring and summer, right? So get that mosquito dome over your house like we have. Keeps the mosquitoes out, but better yet, the fleas, the ticks, all of that out of your yard so your dog is going to be safe all summer long as well. Right now, Aspen's going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this,
we've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Well, my friends at QC Kinetics are done with you feeling in pain, right? And I'm done with you being in pain as well. You want to feel great. You want to feel active. It's summer. You want to get outside and do all those great things. But if you have that joint pain, you're thinking to yourself, I'll just watch from the sidelines. But I don't want you to do that anymore. I want you to be out there participating, hanging out with the family, doing all of that stuff you love. And that's why I want you to see my friends at QC Kinetics, because their medical team has long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. The science is real, the treatments are natural, and your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics just gives it the right tools. There's no operating room. There's no hardware. There's no downtime. There's no meds. It's just getting back to being you and getting that inflammation down. So call QC Kinetics now for that free consultation because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
You've heard Cody and I talk about our friends over at Centric, and they're gearing up for an AI sales event on Thursday, May 28th.
They'll teach you how to use AI as a daily sales assistant, draft emails, prep calls, maybe do prospect research, strengthen follow-ups, or even apply AI to help you analyze deals and pipelines. They can do all of that over at Centric.
They'll even help you build repeatable AI sales workflows that support your daily selling activities. So take part in the AI sales event over at Centric, Thursday, May 28th. Go to Centric.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is legal tax defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about legal tax defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
If Bugs had a dating app, your car would be getting a lot of matches. Love bugs, June bugs, all swiping straight into your bumper. And it's not just ugly. That buildup can actually damage your paint. Time to unmatch. At Tidal Wave Auto Spa, we make it easy to wash away bug buildup and bring back that clean, glossy shine. Sorry, bugs. It's not you. It's Tidal Wave. Get clean car happy at Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $49. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Kansas side, 35, pretty heavy northbound. You're hitting delays just past, or really in the 635 interchange now. And it crawls up towards Mission with an accident blocking two left lanes. 635 southbound, still rolling, approaching 35. Not quite back to Shawnee Drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Off tonight, but that's okay. They could use it. Just get outscored 50-10. I am convinced.
I thought Ryan said that at the end of the game last night. I was like,
I'm convinced people listened to the show yesterday because obviously we talked about getting all the outscored stats, like 17 home runs against the Royals in this season.
How are those moved-in fences doing for their off-season move?
And then they scored 7, and yesterday we had said the Royals have been outscored 43-10.
Can't find a bat moving the fences.
And they literally, like 3 different platforms were like 50-10 final score ratio for the Yankees and the Royals this year. I'm like, oh, nice. We said 43-10 yesterday. Thanks for listening. I appreciate that. But important tonight, Game 6, Thunder, Spurs. Spurs looking like wherever you get it, 3 to 3.5 point favorites. Over under 220.
Okay. Give me OKC tonight.
I just hate when you say that because I don't think you want that, and I don't think that you like that.
I like either. I mean, I think both these teams are
So you
incredible
like
to
Oklahoma
watch.
City. You
I
like
think
the
they're
Thunder.
incredible to watch. I think they have amazing basketball. It's some of the best passing I've seen since prime Spurs basketball.
But like you can watch the Thunder and be like, I really like that team. I think they're fun.
I don't like really like the team. I just think they're really good. I think it's be a good finals no matter what. You know what I mean?
Who's good on the team besides SGA? Because you were trashing Chet.
Yeah, Chet, and then he answered.
He did. He
Great
answered
game.
in a big way.
And to that point, I was trashing Chet because against 29 other teams, everyone would want him. 29 other teams would want him, and 29 other teams he would own against. There's one guy on one team he shrinks against and destroys him and owns him, and it happens to be the guy who's going to be on the biggest rival for the next 10 years in the West. So you need to own that and get to that, Chet, if you ever want to be great. But no, Chet's a second All-NBA player. He's one of the best defenders in the league. Jalen Williams, who was their second best player last year.
Good?
Lou Dort's a great defender.
Yeah.
Little dirty, but a great defender. Alex Caruso.
I don't like Dort.
That's fair. He's one of the more hated players in the league. Alex Caruso, one of the best role players in my lifetime. So, yeah, they've got a great team.
Kind of crazy he went scoreless in a playoff game and we just fly away from it.
Don't talk about it.
No, he had a great game. He bounced back.
Yes.
But it was like, you went scoreless and you're like the sixth man off the bench. Has a great life.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You're like a sixth man in the NBA.
Perfect.
I appreciate those guys. What was it? Tony Parker, was he the sixth man?
Ginobili.
Yeah. Ginobili.
Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
From France.
All three of those guys, yeah.
Ginobili's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All three of those guys.
But Ginobili was like he's like the greatest sixth man of all time.
100%. Yeah, could have started. I mean, he was the third best shooting guard in the league in his prime.
Yeah,
he literally was behind Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant, but he came off the bench.
Yeah, well,
incredible.
That's how deep those Spurs teams were, how good those Spurs teams were. I mean, you go back to some of these great teams. I mean, go back to these Chiefs teams. How many of these guys that are playing backup roles probably could have started somewhere else for an organization? And so it happens that way. And you need those role players on your team. You need those guys who understand what they're supposed to do, who appreciate being six and don't have to be number one. And when you can find those guys that appreciate being 6, 7, and 8 on your bench and not always trying to be that number one guy, it works a lot better. It really does.
And I think that's interesting because obviously sometimes people are better for their role on the team that they're on, right? Like, I don't know, Ben Zobrist, right? He always kind of strikes me as like a sixth man in baseball. Like he wasn't Moose, Haas, Salvi, like not the fan favorite. But damn it, everybody loved Ben Zobrist because he did his job when he needed to do his job, and we appreciated Ben Zobrist. And with the NBA and the NFL, where there's a good amount of talent all over the league, and we always get worried about who's the GOAT, right? Like that's Mac's most hated discussion ever.
Yes.
But do you ever sit back when you watch? I don't know if you want to take the avenue of like something you watch all the time. Or maybe something that you just, like, for instance, let's take Bob Fescoe here. When he watched the Masters this year and saw Rory do what he was doing on Sunday to go for back-to-back, I think Bob appreciated the greatness.
Absolutely you do.
And you won't watch another tournament, maybe unless it's, I don't know, the U.S. Open has a dramatic Sunday.
Right.
And it's Father's Day, you get to go downstairs and use the whipped cream. But, like, the thing about
we do
that is
upstairs.
Oh, nice. So, Robin, and you and your lady can move in.
That's right.
But, like, the thing is like, for instance, I'll watch hockey and the gold medal game. I had no idea what that goalie's name is. Still don't know what his name is. Got the Medal of like freedom or whatever from the president.
Yeah, Connor Hellebuck.
Hellebuck. Yeah, the greatest rap song of all time.
Yeah.
I was watching that going, this is the Olympic stage. This is a gold medal game. I'm going to sit back and appreciate this goalie who's maybe not the greatest goalie in the NHL right now. Maybe not even a top 5 goalie in the NHL. But at that moment, you didn't touch him. You didn't get anything by him. And I just sat back and appreciated it. And that's what I do tonight when I watch Wembanyama and the Spurs. I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to be on my phone. I might text Mac here or there. I might ask Bob what his first meal was in Washington tonight. But like the thing about it is I will sit back and watch a 7'5" giant who is being born into the face of the NBA and hope that he has this type of Mahomes game where it's like, you've done it. Like where we do that with Mahomes. Now we accept greatness. Like we know anything can happen. But like with Mahomes, it was like, I'm going to sit back and watch this fourth quarter drive down by 3 just to see what happens. And then by the end of it, you're going, holy cow. And that's what I'll do with Wemby tonight. I don't know if there's guys out there like now with you guys. Like maybe it's Brunson. Maybe it's,
I don't know that. The Brunson one is interesting because I know if they win in New York, he'll be considered the greatest Knick ever. But I don't watch him and think I'm watching greatness. I don't think I'm watching one of the greatest of all time. He's really good, obviously, and for that franchise, he'll go down as if they win
Brunson
the championship.
Wins, he could be on the New York sports Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely, there's no question about that.
You're talking Babe Ruth,
yeah,
like Mickey Mantle.
Lawrence Taylor probably,
and then you got to have discussions.
You got to have
Brunson.
Yeah, I mean you do. You really
Second
do.
round pick.
You really do have to have a discussion about him. But like from a national standpoint, Wemby's must-watch TV, right?
For sure.
Yes.
100%
Jalen
agree.
Brunson's not must-watch TV. You know, the Knicks obviously are for what they're doing.
Yeah,
but
for
if we're
right now,
talking
yeah.
individual athletes, and I saw Darius Butler, the former NFL player, who was on with McAfee yesterday, and they were talking about SGA, and he quote tweeted his conversation with McAfee and said, "Let's appreciate greatness while we're watching it," and that always stands out to me because like we've talked so much about what the Chiefs should have done. I sometimes wonder, are we really appreciating what they did do, and are we appreciating that greatness? Because I think for a lot of sports fans, in the moment, it's hard for us to appreciate the big picture of what's going on, and then it's over, and you step back and you go, "Damn, I didn't appreciate that enough." And that's where that tweet from Darius Butler really hit me. Let's appreciate greatness while we're watching it, because we are watching some of the greats in both the NFL and in basketball that they can be considered, I think, in that conversation of some of the greats of all time. Obviously, Mahomes, obviously, Wemby, what he's doing right now. SGA may be in that conversation when it's all said and done. Now, they're not in those categories yet. I can't say Wemby's one of the greatest of all time yet. He's played 2 years, right? SGA is just beginning his career. Patrick Mahomes has got a pretty big body of work, and we're able to say that. But when you're watching, and I just think the NBA and the NFL kind of lend itself more to this conversation than anything else, even though baseball has great players right now. But we're watching superstars. We're watching some of the best, at least in my opinion, that will go down as some of the best.
It's amazing. Yeah, we're getting a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
A lot of never seen before,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
which is cool.
2026.
Right.
It's awesome.
And for a guy like me who's almost 50, I'm like, I've seen it all in sports.
Yes.
Now you're seeing some new things. You're seeing new players, new ways to play the game, new
so
ways to
amazing.
dominate the game. And for a guy like me, that's fun. I like watching, a guy like Victor Wembanyama, who I've never seen play before, or anybody play like that before. Like, we've never seen a player like this before. We really never saw a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes before. And so I just think I'm with him 100%, Darius Butler. Appreciate greatness while we have it going on, because, guys, we've got some of the greatest of all time playing currently right now in professional sports.
Heck yeah. Watch tonight, baby. It's going to be fun. I hope you're right. I want Wemby to have that moment. If he doesn't, I don't want anyone the next day, Wemby.
Oh, he'll be overrated and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's 22 years old.
He's already ahead of schedule. This is incredible.
He's already in the Western Conference Finals.
He's way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
I think he does have that moment tonight. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the hunch is. I woke up and I'm like, Spurs, Thunder.
You know what it is? Everybody's talking trash on him for the last, game. He didn't play well and then, skipped out on the media. So you combine all of that, you've got some negative auras around you. Now that should be used as fuel.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see what he does tonight, and I think something's going to happen. I don't know if it's like a crazy double-double, like 25 and 22 and 5 blocks, and you're just like, all right, game 7, let's go. But, man, we need a game 7.
Yep,
I need something for Saturday.
I agree.
I want Saturday game 7. We're not going to get one in hockey. We're not going to get one in the NBA yet. That's the one we need. Game 7, Oklahoma City, Chet, SGA, Wemby, Champagny, all those guys.
Please.
Sign me up. Plus game 7's bang, dude.
I know that I'm hard.
Eric Schmitt, Missouri Senator, will join us next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and baseball is underway. I know it. You know it. I've seen all your gorgeous pictures, and I'm referencing Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're smooth, and they're refreshing and perfectly made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy with 0 troubles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
The wild weather this spring has brought hail to New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. What that means is they've got plenty of new and used cars and trucks with light cosmetic hail damage. New Century is having a hail of a sale to clear them all out. You can save as much as $15,000 and still receive all the factory incentives. The hail of a sale will not last long at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Remember, you always pay less in Paola. See dealer for details.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Paid for in client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Kansas side, 35 northbound. Still the problem at Mission, blocking 2 left lanes. Long delays to stretch all the way back to Antioch and still building. 635 southbound, just briefly sluggish approaching I-35. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
The Cody and Gold Garage Sale benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum is on Wednesday, June 10th on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. Hello. All right. Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, Dusty Likens, all with you on this wonderful Thursday as we're now joined by Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt. Eric, how are you on this Thursday morning, my man?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good. Are we going to fix college sports?
Boy, I hope so. I hope so. As you guys know, it's just chaotic right now, and I just don't think it's sustainable. And I would say as just a former athlete and fan, if you had asked me a couple years ago if Congress has any role in any of this, I would have been very, very skeptical. But the truth is, through litigation over the years, the NCAA or any governing body is essentially feckless at this point to enforce any rules. They just get thrown out in court. And so the only entity on the planet that can grant antitrust exemption to one of those entities to set either governing rules or allow for more revenue streams is Congress. And that's really what the bill attempts to do, is to say, look, you can't be sued. The NCAA has antitrust exemption to create rules on eligibility, on transfer, on these nefarious agents that enter the fray now, and then also give a path for a unified rights deal like the NFL has, MLB has, NFL has, to generate more revenue to protect Olympic sports, women's sports, the non-revenue sports. Because the model has always been you make your money on college football, and that subsidizes all the other sports. Right. But what happens when you start losing money on college football? That's why you're seeing, this programming go away. Even a school like Arkansas, which is an SEC school, is dropping men's and women's tennis. And I think that's kind of the canary in the coal mine. So that's what we're trying to address with the legislation. It's bipartisan, and, it should be moving pretty fast here next week.
Talking to Eric Schmitt here, Missouri Senator, and one of the major four supporters of the Protect College Sports Act. Was it Lane Kiffin, or was it transfer, or was it NIL that really got the ball moving for you and your group?
I think it's all of it. I just is accelerating. Like, my own personal opinion, I don't have a problem with players getting paid. I think the pendulum was swung in the wrong direction for a long time. Athletes could never leave, even if a coach left. That wasn't fair either. But now you talk to these coaches, they essentially have these guys for maybe 6 months. And by the way, that isn't even true. You could leave whenever. You have people leaving at the beginning of a season, the first game, if they don't like something. So there's no real contracts. There's no terms. There are no rules. And I think that this is an attempt to acknowledge that because the NCAA can't really do anything, and listen, the NCAA's had its problems over the years. I'm not denying that, but they can't enforce anything. It's created this just total chaos. And I think that disparity between the haves and the have-nots will continue to grow. And that's not good, again, if we believe that, Olympic sports are important if we want to compete in the Olympics. We have to have athletes who are playing and competing in sports that just don't generate revenue. I mean, baseball doesn't really generate revenue except in a few schools. And so anyway, I think that's why it's important to kind of keep that menu of options for athletes available.
Talking with Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt, one of the four sponsors, as Dusty said, of the Protect College Sports Act bill. And so give us the kind of the layman's terms as a sports fan. What are the bullet points of this bill that you guys are trying to get through?
So I would think of it in two buckets. Basically, you have governance, like rules of the road. The bill would allow for 5 years of eligibility, starting either when you graduate high school or age 19. It would allow you to transfer, one time. It would create really standards because right now you have people who are kind of, in many instances, kind of hangers-on for a lot of these college athletes, giving terrible advice. It would kind of set up a system where athletes are protected. So you have that kind of governance model. And then, as I mentioned, the second piece is on revenue. It's fully voluntary. So in order for this to work, you've got the Big 12, the ACC, a lot of the other schools. They could pool their media rights. And so think of it this way. It'd be like what college football is now like right now is the NFC East negotiates their own deal. The AFC West negotiates their own deal. Well, that doesn't fully maximize the NFL's full value. And all those entities have antitrust protection to go do that, because normally you'd say, well, wait a minute, why do these people get to collude together? So Congress said, no, you can go do that in the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961. So this would pull college football into that same category, so they could go do it. The last number I'll leave you with is the NBA has half the audience of college football and twice the revenue. They're about $8 billion all in, okay? College football all in, with the second most eyeballs in the country behind the NFL, is $4 billion all in. So if they were allowed to pool, those conferences come together and negotiate with rights holders, you would see, conservatively, $8 to $12 billion every year, which is a lot more than they have now. And that's the money then. That's kind of the seed corn to protect all these other sports that just don't generate the revenue, to make sure they're protected. So it's the governance piece, it's the revenue piece, and the revenue thing's optional. If the SEC and Big Ten don't want to join that, kind of collective unified rights, they don't have to, but it does provide at least a roadmap.
How much is television a part of this act?
Well, that's the revenue piece, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now we can all sit down like we're at a bar and talk about, which I love doing. Talk about what the playoffs should be, how many teams there should be, when should the season end, all those kinds of things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, college football is it's a national treasure. It's what I do on Saturdays. A lot of people do. It's a cultural thing, and it's just not maximizing its real value because you have this kind of disparate negotiation, conference by conference. And look, those conferences may choose to continue to do that, but currently they don't have the option to work together, negotiate with, CBS or, Disney or whoever to kind of maximize these deals, and this would provide an opportunity for them to go do that. I think that's where it probably would head, but right now they can't even go down that road.
Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt with us here on 96.5 The Fan. So this is sounding a lot to me like what we're dealing with in baseball right now. You've got the haves and the have-nots. Everybody negotiates their own TV contract. And I've said for years in baseball, we need to start pooling the local television rights, whether you're the Yankees and Dodgers getting $270 million a year, or if you're the Royals getting to 25, 50, whatever it is now, $1 million a year. All that should be pooled and divided by 30. And the big market's like, the hell with that. We don't want to do that. That's taking our money. How do you convince the SEC and the Big Ten to participate in something like this, to make it a better overall product and to eliminate the quote-unquote selfishness, if you will?
It's a great question.
Thank you.
And no, it is, because I've talked to Petiti at the Big Ten and Greg Sankey at the SEC, and I want them. They have to feel comfortable with it, which is why, first of all, there are previous versions of this that made this mandatory, that everybody had to negotiate together and split it up evenly. That's just not going to work. And so this model is to say it's completely voluntary. I think you solve for that problem ultimately with the negotiation of these parties as they voluntarily enter into an arrangement, right? Like, so, for example, about 67% of all the eyeballs Saturdays are on Big Ten and SEC games. And it's about 39% SEC, and the remainder being Big Ten. And so if they're going to enter into this deal, of course they're going to negotiate a way that for this growing pie of 8 to 12 billion instead of 4 billion, they're getting their at least 39%, or those two conferences are at least getting their 67%. But at the end of the day, that pie is big enough for that money to make sure that the women's and Olympic sports, the non-revenue sports across college athletics, has enough money to survive. And that's really the dynamic that would play out here, or it won't. Like, they just will decide they don't want to do it. The SEC in particular, in 2030, 2031-ish, I mean, they're going to blow the doors off the next TV deal. There's no question about that. So for the SEC, they'd have to say, is it better for us to be part of this collective unified rights deal or go on our own? And that's their call. So we're not making them do it. I think to your point about baseball, we can go on about that. They've got a lot of decisions to make in the next year as that CBA expires. And so we'll see. But I do think there's a real risk in Major League Baseball that fans are just going to tune off because their team just has no chance. And so, they're going to have to deal with that. There's no doubt.
Well, we appreciate your time, and we'll keep an eye on the information as it keeps unfolding into the future of college sports. And thank you for joining the show today, Eric.
Anytime, guys. Take care.
You bet. You got it. Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt joining us next. We get to Ben Maller and then Mac Morey, all with one word here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Jack Caglione, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Weekday mornings starting at 6 right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Golden Oak Lending have become more than just friends for us. They've become part of our family because we talk to the folks at Golden Oak Lending a lot. Just about every 6 months, we have a kind of a family reunion where they call us and they say, hey, we've got some mortgage information to share with you. Let us know what you think. And that's what happens when you're part of the Golden Oak family. They're always looking out for your best interest. And you're saying, how do I get part of this family? Well, you start with a free mortgage checkup. You call Golden Oak Lending and you just tell them everything about your financial life and where you want to go. What the struggles are. Maybe it's credit card bills. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe it's school tuition. There's a lot of bills out there that we all have to pay, and sometimes we struggle with them. Golden Oak Lending can help us get out of those struggles. And the average cash-out customer right now is saving over $1,100 per month. Plus, when you go and refinance with Golden Oak Lending, you're going to go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment, so you get even more financial relief there as well. So get that free mortgage checkup started now. It is risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a phone conversation. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
Hey, it's Cole, and I have exciting news. Ford has announced employee pricing for everyone. Over at Shawnee Mission Ford, you pay what they pay, and you still get the rebates and incentives offered by Ford, along with the top trade-in value from Shawnee Mission Ford, who's on a mission to do more in 26.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
And you've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, this is Trey Smith, and you're listening to your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Kansas side, 35 northbound is a real mess. You hit delays before Antioch, just crawls all the way up to Mission with an accident, just the right lane getting by there. You should seek an alternate route. Try Shawnee Mission Parkway over to 169 Highway, or any option is better than sitting in a 4-mile backup. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan. And Ben, half the bracket set. Maybe we get half the bracket set again tonight and see what happens out west. But the Knicks are in. Who are they going to play in the NBA Finals?
So we're going to get a Game 7. It's going to be on with you guys again. I've got a crystal ball. I got it on Temu, and it's going to be a Game 7 on Saturday because the finals don't start until next Wednesday. That's a lot of downtime. And so the San Antonio Spurs will win tonight, and then Game 7 will go to Oklahoma City. So we're going to have Oklahoma City and the Knickerbockers in the NBA Finals, which will be about 10 days of vitriol at SGA, flopping, and that's how that's going to go. But, yeah, so that's how that's going to play out. I would rather see the Spurs. I hope I'm wrong. I would rather see the Spurs. I think that would be more fun with Victor Wembanyama, the next big thing, who's afraid of the big bad media and did not show up to his media availability after the other game, which is a cowardly act. Bad job by him, but that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, and that would be great if it was the Spurs. But, take your own team out of the equation. And I'm talking to everyone, not just you. Take the Royals, the Chiefs, the Dodgers for you, Ben, all out of the equation. If the Knicks win this thing, will this be the biggest title we see in our lifetimes, considering it hasn't happened in our lifetimes, and we know what will happen in New York if the Knicks do win?
Yeah, no, I'm going to push back on that because I watched the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. I know it's been 10 years or whatever, and they said, remember, after that, they claimed the Cubs in Major League Baseball, that was like one of the top 10 most in terms of humanity, the Cubs parade. Remember, it was like one of the biggest events in the history of humanity. They claimed. I think all of those numbers are complete baloney, and I can't say what I actually want to say. But they're just. But I can't imagine topping the Cubs. And also, when I was a kid, I'm getting old. But the Red Sox, I said, no, they're never going to win again. They won. Those to me are ahead of the Knicks. Although I have a lot of friends. I have family in New York. I was just in New York a couple weeks ago, and it is over the top. The Knick. I've been in New York many times over the years. I've never seen that much Knick merchandise. Like, they're real believers. Like, they're buying into this. This is not fake. They think this is legit. And good luck, because I look at San Antonio and Oklahoma City, Bob, and I don't know about you and Dusty. I look at these teams. I'm like, outside of SGA twisting an ankle or Victor Wembanyama getting a concussion or something, they're both better than the Knicks. I know the Knicks have played great, and they're on a historical run and all that. I still think, at least on a tablet, those teams are better. So,
I think so. I like the Spurs tonight. I understand why you would say maybe that the Thunder would win, but I disagree. I think the Spurs are the better team. I think they have the best player in the world on their roster, and I think what's interesting about tonight, Ben, and maybe you can agree or disagree, there are superstars that come along in our lifetime that have moments, and a lot of them have moments in the playoffs. And I think that, fortunately for Kansas City, we've seen about 5 or 6 of them, and maybe I'm selling myself short on Patrick Mahomes. I think tonight's a Victor Wembanyama moment in the NBA. He's at home. It's Game 6. You can dog him for the media thing, but I think this is one of those moments, and maybe it doesn't happen, but I think this is one of those moments where it needs to happen for Victor Wembanyama.
Hey, I'm a fan. I don't hate him yet. He'll get too popular, and then I'll turn on him, Dusty. That's what always happens. These guys get overhyped, and then I'd say I'm over it. I'm not there with Wemby. I do think they're going to win tonight. I believe that the game, Game 7 is going to be on Saturday, and that Oklahoma City will win a Game 7. The problem with Wemby is, as like they say, he's unstoppable and all that. Like, he checks out. He's just kind of like, the other night he wasn't really into it. I don't know what was going on with that. And then you can push him around a little bit because he's so thin. Like, I feel like I want to feed him. Like, he didn't get fed enough by his mom or something. I don't know what's going on with that. But, yeah, I mean, Wemby's this is an opportunity. If he plays great tonight and then goes into Oklahoma on Saturday in Game 7 and shoves it down the Thunder throat and all that, then, yeah, I mean, this is – you still got to do it in the finals. But, yeah, it'd be great. I'm pulling for him to get there. I just don't think they're going to win Game 7. So.
Everybody loves the West, though. I mean, but when do you start to recognize that the Knicks are playing this brand of basketball where they're just destroying everybody, and maybe they just have the momentum? Maybe this is one of those years where the best team doesn't necessarily always win. It could be the hottest team and the team that's playing the best together.
However, though, they're going to be kind of cool, right? Wednesday, that's a lot of time off this coming Wednesday, right? So historically, the team with more rest has won the finals the last couple of years. I think it's 4 out of the last 5. The team with the more rest has been able to win. I just look at the Knicks and I'm like, as good as they're playing, I still don't trust Karl Anthony Towns. And I question the road that they've had to get here because of the Atlanta Hawks are not very good. And fine, they figured out how to beat them after having a couple of hiccups in that series. And then they got essentially an exemption. They got a pardon to the next round because the Celtics gagged against the Sixers, who are no good. And then I've been ripping James Harden for almost 20 years, how bad he is. And he lived up. He validated my take. He disappeared and then got praised by Kenny Atkinson for his defense while he literally gave the game to the Knicks. And I've ripped Mike Brown too, but I mean, I got to give Mike Brown a level of credit. I mean, that they did a great job. They made the proper adjustments on it. So it's a long way of answering your question, Bob. I question the road the Knicks have taken to get here. That's what I question, how authentic it is.
So the Knicks are, I guess, the team that everybody roots for because they haven't had anything in a long time. Who's the next franchise, Bills or Lions, or am I missing one?
Well, Dusty, that's a bad job. That's the LA Clippers. Come on. Please, no. You know who's got the longest drought? Isn't it the Cardinals or the Sacramento Kings? I think those teams have the longest drought. The Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, who go back to Chicago and St. Louis and all that. And then I think the Sacramento Kings, who were the Rochester Royals, and they won an NBA championship in like the 1950s or something like that, and they haven't won since then. I think I'm right on that. I'm just spitballing this, so look this up. Do your own research. But I believe those teams have tremendously long droughts.
But nobody cares about those teams, Ben. Let's be honest. Other than you, I've never met a Clipper fan, right? The Sacramento Kings have been in every city in America, and so like people don't care about those teams. But in the NFL, I think Dusty's right. Like this would be like Buffalo or Detroit playing for a championship.
Yeah, well, Buffalo's got this love affair with the Bills, so I guess you'd put them ahead of the Lions. And for most of my lifetime when I was a kid, the only time you watched the Lions was on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you would never – I didn't even know they played games other than on Thanksgiving. I thought they only played on Thanksgiving, and that was it because I never saw them because they were always on the regional broadcast, and I didn't have all the games when I was growing up. So I was like, oh, the Lions. I only see them once. I like the Honolulu Blue. The Bills thing, though, is like, yeah, that would be – crazy. I mean, I've been to one Bills game in my life, and it was like going to a college game or something in the South. I've been to an Oklahoma football game. It was kind of like that. It was like crazy, nutso.
Who's the guy to watch, Wemby or Ohtani?
Well, I'm biased. I like the Dodgers, so I'm going to go Ohtani. But, I mean, I'll be really old by the time Wemby's done unless he gets hurt. So, like, this is going to be like pretty much the rest of my life. Wemby is going to be dominating basketball. Like, he's going to take the baton from LeBron, and this is going to be his world. And we're going to be doing – as long as we do these shows, we're going to be talking basketball season about Wemby. Just settle in. It's set in stone, barring a scandal or an injury. The next 20 years are going to be all about Victor Wembanyama, the Parisian prodigy.
Who's better for their sport?
Well, I'm gonna go Ohtani on that. I think Ohtani, what he's been able to do, he's the only global star in baseball. There's other global stars in basketball. There's other guys that cross over, and Wemby's just the next in a long line. Baseball, he's a unicorn. That's it. Like the popularity of the Dodgers right now, where they go on the road, they sell out almost every game. The Japanese thing is next level with how much they're popular. How many their games are on TV there? They get great ratings. They sell merch. The whole thing. So I'm going Ohtani.
Who needs to sign Murakami quicker, the Dodgers or the White Sox?
Well, he wasn't supposed to be good, right? What happened?
Well, 20 home runs before that.
What do you mean he wasn't supposed to be good? That's a $20 million bat for 2 years the White Sox got.
No, I know. I mean, it's great for the White Sox, but yeah, exactly. But I was like, if he was good, he would have been like, if he was perceived to be, this is great because the scouting is still not good. I mean, there's mistakes. I love that.
Well, they're all using numbers. I'm sure nobody saw this guy play in person.
Oh, yeah. No, probably not. I mean, he doesn't look like he should be good. I was actually the White Sox absolutely I was flipping around last night. I watched a little bit of the Royals game. That was depressing. I watched the White Sox game. They killed they were playing the Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ran up the score. The guys were that was fat in your stat. That was like a fourth quarter of an NFL game where you're up by 30 and they're throwing 40-yard bombs, hitting home runs and all at the White Sox. But yeah, if he was supposed to be good, he'd be on like the Dodgers, the Mets, or something like that, or at least they would have paid him. And he's been great. But that happens like Jalen Brunson was a second-round pick.
Yeah,
and this guy's leading the Knicks to the NBA Finals.
It's just a matter of when you come into your prime as an athlete, though. Too, some guys peak in the pros.
It is refreshing though with AI and all this other stuff that we have to deal with. Everyone thinks of the smartest people in the room. These people in sports are like, we know what we're doing. And then still there's guys that squeeze through the cracks and are able to rise up. It's nice. It's refreshing. You hear those. When I was growing up, I heard stories about minor league baseball or baseball players that were found in some podunk town somewhere, and they went on to become great. I love that still can happen, even with all of the technology and all the advancements we have in the modern world. It's cool.
It really is. Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the Western Conference Finals. And we'll be talking about a Knicks championship run next week.
All right, we'll see. Thanks, guys.
There it is. Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio with us here on the anniversary of the death of Harambe.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
Great, one word. Brought to you by Maloney's, the Sand Trap, and the Landing. 3 great local spots, delicious food, cold drinks, and TVs galore to watch your favorite sports teams like tonight, Game 6, Thunder and Spurs. They all three have outdoor patio seating as well to enjoy this lovely weather that we're having. Maloney's, Michelob Ultra, shout out Saturday, May 30th. Get it right. From 9 until 11 p.m., winner gets 2 tickets to the World Cup. Michelob Ultra Shootout, Saturday, May 30th, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. The winner gets 2 tickets to the World Cup. Also, at the Landing today, $8 cheeseburgers and fries, happy hour from 3 until 7, and live music, bless you, on the outdoor patio from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And again, don't forget, Saturday, May 30th, a Michelob Ultra Shootout. Winner gets 2 tickets to the World Cup.
Nice.
From 9 until 11 p.m. at Maloney's on
Sign me up.
this Saturday.
So you guys know my Max Minute goes up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yesterday I made a video at 12:30. You can find it on Fan 965 on all our social medias. I made a video. It was about only 3 players I think in the Royals untradeable, right? And it was Carter, Kaggs, and Bobby. We had this comment. I want you guys to give one word.
Oh boy, did we have some comments yesterday on our videos?
This one guy just replied, so I have to, and it made me laugh. So I'm going to read it to you guys. Okay, so this guy, I made that video. This guy replied to it, and he said, "Muted. I've listened to KC Sports Radio for at least 30 years. Oh, baby, what a play." Don't know what he's talking about.
Kevin Harlan.
Okay. Sports radio will badmouth my team until they move to a larger market. Who owns this radio station? You don't serve KC. STFU, mom's boys. This guy, Connor, just replied, "Did you just take a bottle of Jim Beam to the dome before pressing send?" I love that.
That guy gets the month.
Yes,
exactly. The year.
Yeah.
Did you just take a bottle of Jim Beam to the head before hitting send?
Yes, exactly.
No, that's true. I don't even know what that guy meant.
Don't know what that guy's talking
in
about.
that relation to whatever he had to say about you. One word is gobbledygook, is what I say to the first guy who had that comment.
Yes.
Sir, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I will say this, and I don't want anybody other than that guy to be offended by this, but you're part of the problem. If you're still believing in this ball club and thinks everything's okay, you're a customer, and they're looking at their customers going, well, if the customers aren't mad, it's time to get mad, sir. It's time to show this organization that you do truly care and that you are done with this season, because they're done with this season. Don't sit there and be like that and talk to Mac that way about telling the truth about a baseball team. Sir, that you are still believing in this baseball team at this time of the year is a bigger problem for you than it is for Mac, who's speaking the truth.
Yeah, my one word would be bent, as in get bent.
Yeah. Get bent.
I love it. The other comment to that guy is, this was incoherent, which is funny. All righty, let's move on here.
Because it is.
Yeah, it really was. I tried to read. I always try and,
What do you say? You're a mama's boy?
STFU, Mom's Boys.
I don't know what that
Boys.
means.
And you
Mom's
don't,
boys.
and you don't serve KC.
You don't serve KC.
I do not. That is true.
You
don't.
You serve.
You serve yourself, honestly. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I don't. Okay, a couple of good things I want to get to. Let's go in order here. All right, real quick, one word: Royals, Yankees.
Over.
Okay.
Disappointing. Is my one word, because you just got your ass absolutely belted.
Only one touchdown was the deficit yesterday. One word: Thunder Spurs. Game 6 tonight in San Antonio. Must-win game for San Antonio. Down 3-2.
7 is what I'm going to say on this one, because that's what I want, a Game 7. Everybody wants a Game 7. They bring everybody to the party, right? So let's go. Let's get a Game 7. Let's get San Antonio winning tonight. It's in San Antonio, right? And then let's send it back to Game 7 in Oklahoma City this weekend. So I'm going to say 7 is my one word, because I want Game 7.
That might be the most underappreciated Prince song of all time.
07, come and watch them fall.
Great song. My one word is Wemby. Your time is now. You have rubbed people the wrong way with not answering the media. The elbow to the neck was maybe a little blip on people's radar. And now you host Game 6 in the Western Conference Finals against the defending champions who nobody likes except for Oklahoma fans. So, Wemby, your time is now. Take over. You want to be the face of the league? Get to Game 7, and you can really staple that declarative that you are the face of the NBA at 22.
22 years old. How about this? U.S. World Cup soccer coach Mauricio Pochettino, if I'm doing that right, don't know. He's going to leave. He's going to AC Milan after the World Cup. One word.
Okay. I guess he's taking a full-time job, right? Because is the World Cup head coach a full-time job? I mean, maybe on paper it is, but, you're going to coach AC Milan. That's one of the premier teams in the sport. That's cool. I like that. Shows maybe we got a good coach here,
Yeah, what is that? That's AC Milan's Italy, right? They're an Italian league?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Good for you.
Yeah, obviously controversial. I don't know enough, but some soccer fans are pretty upset. How about this? Some people are really upset in the Vikings organization after the comments from J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray. This is Kyler Murray going first. You'll hear J.J. McCarthy right after. This is them answering the same question about their relationship and being, quarterbacks together competing.
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him, obviously, I feel like, I've played 7 years now, going on 8. So I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know, we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing
Of
criticism?
course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that, so it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness?
I'd cut him.
Two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
That you wouldn't? That was as awkward as I've ever heard. That made me cringe. I'd cut J.J. McCarthy. It's the coach's responsibility to take care of this. So here's Kyler, who I'm not a fan of as a player.
Yep.
But listening to him talk there, first of all, I thought you were talking about Justin Jefferson when you said
My
JJ.
yeah, it's totally my bad.
And that's okay. That's where my mind went immediately. I was thinking quarterback. I'm sorry. After hearing all that, J.J. McCarthy, go sell insurance, man. Like, that may be your best route.
Yes.
Your Josh Rosen 2.0 is what this is kind of looking like to me. And they need to bounce. And Minnesota, I think, did bounce. They showed you by signing Kyler Murray that they're not in love, obviously, with J.J. McCarthy. And then you hear comments like that where Kyler's being a leader, right? He's being a true leader. I'm going to help him. He's been receptive. Great stuff from Kyler Murray. And then you got petulant, pouting child in the corner who was probably, and I hate saying this, but was probably, the best athlete in his school, and everything came easy. Probably didn't have to work hard, didn't have to want for anything in his life. And now he's finally facing adversity for the first time, and he doesn't know how to handle it. I can't have that guy as my quarterback in the NFL or even as a backup at this point.
Yeah, my one word would be geek.
Geek City, dude. Sound like an idiot. And it was extremely awkward and childish. How about this? We had Senator Eric Schmitt on of Missouri earlier today. You can go listen to that on the podcast page. We talked about the Protect College Sports Act. He's one of the 4 main legislators supporting this and sponsoring this legislation. And basically he explained it. It's trying to get more rules and regulations within college sports and save some of those non-revenue sports, those Olympic sports, those sports that volleyball, even baseball that doesn't make a lot of money for a lot of colleges. Try to save those so it doesn't just become basketball and football for every university. One word on the college sports bill.
Well, it's altruistic. I think it comes from a great place, but he also said it was voluntary. So I don't know how you're going to convince the SEC and the Big Ten to get on board. To me, it's like saying, all right, we're going to have a voluntary salary cap in Major League Baseball. Some teams are going to say, okay, we've got a salary cap, and others are going to go, it's voluntary. I'm going to still do what I want. So we've got to find a way to, I don't want to use the term make it mandatory, but we've got to find a way to kind of make this the law of the land when it comes to these college sports. Because as he proposed, he said, look, he goes, the SEC negotiating their own rights deal is like the NFC East going and negotiating their own rights deal. So we've got to find a way to convince the SEC and the Big Ten that this is good for them while it's also good for everybody else.
Yeah, my one word would be process. It is going to be a long process, and money would be my other one word.
Yep.
That is one word. Brought to you by Maloney's, The Sand Trap, and The Landing. 3 great local spots, delicious food, cold drinks, TVs galore to watch all your favorite sports action. They have 3 outdoor patio seatings to enjoy all the nice spring weather. Don't forget, Maloney's is having the Michelob Ultra Shootout Saturday, May 30th. That's this Saturday from 9 until 11 p.m., and the winner gets 2 tickets to the World Cup. Also today at The Landing on Thursday, $8 cheeseburgers and fries, happy hour from 3 to 7, and live music on their outdoor patio from 7 until 10. So go get a cheeseburger, enjoy happy hour from 3 to 7, and enjoy live music on the outdoor patio from 7 to 10. And don't forget, Saturday at Maloney's, the Michelob Ultra Shootout. Winner gets 2 tickets to the World Cup. That's on Saturday from 9 until 11 p.m. So, coming up next, we get into Smash or Pass, brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th at Metcalf, and also Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more, online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Coming up next, Smash or Pass on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Carter Jensen, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, weekday mornings starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, folks, I know at some time you said to yourself, all right, I'm not in pain anymore. This is just the way it has to be, and I've got to adjust and move on. And I'll tell you what, that's not the right attitude to have, because deep down you know that's not the right attitude to have. So I want to introduce you to my friends over at QC Kinetics and their medical team, because they have long-lasting regenerative treatments for all of that joint pain. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics just gives it the right tools. We're talking about no operating room, no hardware, and no watching the summer come and go from a recliner. You go in and see my friends at QC Kinetics, and you go about your day. Just get back to being you, the version of you that doesn't have to map out a route to where you go based on where you can sit. So call QC Kinetics today and get that free consultation on the books. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
The Kansas City Auto Show is back, taking over the Overland Park Convention Center with more brands, more test drives, free parking, and all new family-friendly features. Get your tickets now at kcautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through 7th.
Call us old-fashioned, but rush hour traffic should be annoying, not a public shaming ritual. Don't worry, just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Chris Stegall lied about President Trump.
Donald Trump's not a conservative. I will not support Donald Trump.
And now he's lying about Nathan Willett. Woke Willett spent $631,000 of your money on transgender outreach programs.
Those are flat-out lies from Chris Stegall, who attacks President Trump.
And here's the proof. He voted against trans surgeries and trans bathrooms. Nathan Willett is a Christian, conservative, and seventh-generation North Missourian.
I'm Nathan Willett. I'll fight for President Trump, and I approve this message. Paid for by Nathan Willett for Congress.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Kansas side, 35 northbound is a real mess. You hit delays before Antioch, just crawls all the way up to Mission with an accident, just the right lane getting by there. You should seek an alternate route. Try Shawnee Mission Parkway over to 169 Highway, or any option is better than sitting in a 4-mile backup. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, if you want $50 to Booth Creek Wagyu, all you got to do is wait for this drop.
You know, at the end of the day, there really is nothing to bitch about, and if you're bitching about it, you're just a bitcher.
So when you hear that drop, you want to be caller number 5. Mac already gave you the clue. You got to tell Mac he's awesome.
Mac's awesome.
You got to say, hey, Mac, I really enjoy your social media content for Mac's Minute, and then you got to tell him what Mac's Minute was on. He just gave you the answer. So you give him those 3 things. Caller number 5, you've got a chance at a $50 Booth Creek Wagyu gift card, because we get into Smash or Pass, where we'll do athletes and themes of what today is. It is brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Null and 135th and Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more, online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Smash or Pass, Victor Wembanyama wins an NBA title this year.
Pass.
Ooh.
If they were playing anybody other than the Knicks, I'd smash that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Boston, one of them loser teams that can't make the finals.
That could make him the heel. The Knicks are the darling, right?
Yeah, the Knicks are definitely the darling,
but they're not the Yankees. They're not the Giants. The Jets are irrelevant. But they're not like the evil empire.
They're not. No, they're a New York team that I think everybody loves.
And it goes to that whole,
everyone loves them
and
right
it
now.
goes to that whole thing of like, we've waited and waited and waited and waited and been disappointed. And then here comes this 22-year-old giant and just takes it all away from us.
Snatches it.
So what's going to happen? Let's just kind of talk through this, right? Jalen Brunson right now is Patrick Mahomes in year 2. Patrick Mahomes wins that Super Bowl, then everybody immediately turns and hates Patrick Mahomes. This time next year, if the Knicks win, we will hate Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, right?
I don't know.
You don't think so? Okay.
If they win back-to-back.
Yeah, if they get if they become some sort of dynasty or powerhouse, but he's not he's amazing. He's a top 10 player. He's the best point guard. He's one of the best shorter players of all time, but he's not to that
he's not. You're
level.
Right. You're right.
He's got the things that we all love in sports, though. That comeback ability. They're down 10 with 10 minutes to go.
He's got
clutch
balls.
Gene.
Is what
he's
it
got
is.
balls.
Yeah.
They've got this they haven't won in a long time thing. So yeah, they're the darling. They're the favorite. I don't think we'll hate Jalen Brunson.
We
But maybe
didn't, as a society, I don't think hated the Golden State Warriors until Kevin Durant joined.
True.
And then it was like
so
everyone hated him.
He's hated. Yeah.
So if the Knicks win and then they go get Giannis, then everyone will hate.
Okay,
the Knicks.
yeah, I was going to say if they go get James Harden, everybody will hate him. But Giannis is a good example. I like that one better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody goes, the Knicks now. New
They win the
York."
title
Yeah.
and they go get the best big man in the game.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But they've also been talking about getting him for 2 years now, right?
Correct. But then, of course, now he makes his decision to go there because they went to the finals and they won. It's
Right.
like, you didn't need him.
Right. You won the finals without him.
I'd smash the Wemby title
For
maybe.
sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Against anybody else, sure.
No, I understand
Yeah.
where you're coming from for sure.
Because that Knicks title is going to be special if it happens.
Oh yeah.
So smash or pass, OKC goes back to back.
Pass.
Yeah, I'll smash that because what do we love in sports? Hate. Hey, man, and the hate will be generational. It already feels like it is right now for OKC if they win again.
Why is it generational for them, though? Because of SGA flopping?
Because the whole team, everyone thinks the whole
Would
team
it be
flops.
funny if Adam Silver gave SGA the MVP award for the finals and he fell?
That would be fantastic. Who, Silver or SGA?
As he's
Here's your
accepting
trophy.
it, falls down.
Lean into it.
Everyone can.
Think about the
stand him.
conversation that we're having here, though, and think about this conversation. If you're a Kansas Citian and you're listening to this conversation, we, the collective sports fandom, right now, is legitimately rooting for New York to win over small market Oklahoma City. I don't know that I've ever uttered those words where everybody is legitimately rooting for New York to win this thing over either small market team. It's crazy to hear that because nobody would root for the Yankees. Nobody would really root for the Giants. Nobody's rooting for, any team from New York. But here we have this Knicks team, and for whatever reason, they found a way of going from a major market team that everybody should hate with annoying fans to please let them win. We want to see this team win a championship. The hell with boring Oklahoma City, right? And it's so reversed because everybody roots for the little guy in all of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm passing on OKC going back to back. All right, how about this? Smash or pass Daniel Jones in year 2 with the Colts.
I'll pass that.
Yeah, I'm going to pass that.
He's back.
I know he's back. He's got a girlfriend.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
Her last name's Trache. And people.
Tricia?
I don't know. There's one tweet that says my sports consume mind instantly knows that last name, and so that's why I brought it up to you.
I've never known.
Trache, so trash or trash.
It sounds like what you just did there. You know how the Royals reach into a bag and just pull out names for a lineup each day? That sounds like you just reaching in a bag and pulling out letters. Just making up a word.
Is anyone currently dating Will Levis's ex?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do think.
She dumped him for somebody better, I thought.
She dumped him for a Burger King endorsement.
Yeah, I think she's with someone. Gia Duddy.
Gia Duddy and he were only together for 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Why is his mom speaking on the sex tape?
That's her boy. If you had a sex tape, I'm sure Marlene would be like, hey, this is enough.
I mean, the fact that your mother is the go-to person to talk about your sex tape.
Which one?
I mean, seriously, you want Momo out here talking about that kind of stuff?
No.
Nobody wants their mother out there talking about that kind of stuff. And that's another reason I wouldn't have Will Levis on my team. Your mom's out here talking about your sex tape. You want to talk about a distraction in a locker room? You don't think 52 other grown men are going to give that dude a rash? Or you know what? You had a 5-second sex tape and your mom's talking about it?
Gia Duddy, man. We were in the same building on the same night, and I missed an opportunity.
Hello, America.
I didn't know who she was then.
I did when they showed her on the big screen when they were watching him fall in the draft. I'm like, who's that?
She's bad.
Bad with two
Bad,
B's.
bad.
Is she thick with 2 C's?
Like Mac Jones? Pause. Smash or pass Kyler Murray in year 1 with the Vikings?
I'm going to pass right now. I like what he said in that previous segment where we talked about it, but I still have seen him on the field, and he hasn't been very good, so I'll pass on that one for right now.
Yeah, I'll smash. I think he's been really good at times. It's just, can he play a whole season? Yeah, this is going to be his best situation on paper. I'll smash. And you know what? I'll smash either way, because if it's bad, it's a great story, huge drama there, and he should go to baseball if he fails.
Oh, I like that a lot.
If this fails, Justin Jefferson, KOC, none of it works. All right, man. You still what, 30? Go to baseball.
Go play baseball, because you can play another 10 years in baseball. Absolutely.
Yeah. Minnesota could use you.
Do it. That'd be awesome.
They just got whipped last night like the Royals got whipped the other night. It is National Hamburger Day.
You think Binkley likes a good hamburger?
I don't know, Bob. Do I like a good joint? God.
Good Lord.
I mean, come on.
I texted him. He hasn't responded.
Well, maybe he's figuring out Gia Duddy. Hey, tell me something. Hey, 2-minute drill. Smash or pass a double cheeseburger?
Smash.
Smash.
Okay. Smash or pass the bacon cheeseburger?
Smash.
Okay.
Smash. Bacon needs to be cooked correctly, but smash.
How is your correct bacon?
Well, it's different than from other bacon. If I'm just eating bacon, I can eat any kind of bacon, but bacon on a cheeseburger,
it needs to be a little flaccid.
Like a little crispier?
A little chewy.
A little chewy, but also crispy.
No, it needs to be crispy for me.
I need it to be like less fatty.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be crispy. I always order extra crisp bacon when I order bacon because I just can't go with that. I mean, you're eating just fat. At least burn it for me.
I love how we get texts from people that just like wake up and start listening to the show. Random text. Love The Cure.
Yes.
Let's go.
I actually got a text from a friend of mine about 20 minutes ago. Great opening segment, guys.
That's awesome.
I'm like, that was 2 hours ago.
Pictures of You by The Cure. Smash or pass?
I'm going to pass all the stuff by The Cure.
Smash.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then smash or pass, Murakami staying in Chicago. From a Royals perspective, pass. Get the hell out of here.
Where is he going to end up? Is he going to be a
LA?
Yeah.
I'll bet my life on that. What do you mean?
The Angels will get him and not surround him with any talent.
The Angels don't even know he's playing.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Artie's asleep at the wheel.
They've got the best agent in the world in LA in Ohtani. Like, see what I did with his swing in the World Baseball Classic? I said, lean your bat forward a little bit and then go. And since then, 20 home runs, most by a rookie in the history of MLB. He's insane. Pass. Do not stay in Chicago.
You know, at the end of the day, there really is nothing to bitch about. And if you're bitching about it, you're just a bitcher.
Yeah, and if you don't get to caller number 5 and miss, well, you know the drop. Call in now. Caller number 5 wins a $50 gift card to Blue Creek Wagyu, KC's best steaks, now at 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th at Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Caller number 5, tell Mac he's awesome. Tell him that you love his content on social media with Max Minute, and then you have to tell him what Max Minute was on yesterday. He gave you the clue about 10 minutes ago. Coming up on the other side, Bailey Falter. Man, I've got some issues with you. 96.5 The Fan, you're home for the Kansas City Royals.
Get bent.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20
Professor Vernier sitting up here, bloviating.
on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, let me tell you about my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. This is an organization that wants to bring together everybody in Kansas City because that's what they've been doing for almost 140 years, uniting everybody here in Kansas City, whether it's their members, their business partners, their customers, and community. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. So if you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help you adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times you need it the most. And that's going to give you the opportunity to go out there and make more money because you're going to bid on every job possible. They'll provide you the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. There's no downside. It's completely free, and there's zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help grow your business and profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5-alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Seid.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $49. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Missouri side 70 westbound heading into downtown. Starts to slow around Jackson Avenue. Once you get to 23rd, pretty heavy and stays that way onto 670 with an accident around Oak Street with a lane blocked. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail-damaged new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives, but this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Range Bait with Dusty Likens is now up on the Fan's YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter channels. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey, shout out Wilson. I need a tweet or a picture of some kind of what you use that Boot Creek Wagyu gift card for. I've yet to get one.
Yeah, I know. We never get.
I want to see what winners do with their results.
Please.
Or do you give it to somebody? I doubt
give it to somebody. It's a nice gift.
Heck
Would
yeah.
be a good gift.
Father's Day.
Oh, man.
Hey, Dad, here's a ribeye.
A big old one.
But the best part about the Wagyu beef, I don't know if you guys have had it yet, you need like 3 pieces and you're full because it is so rich. Like one steak, legitimately, as we've talked about over the years, they have these Denver cut steaks, which are really good. One of those steaks feeds our entire family of 4.
Do they cut those a mile high?
They do. Yeah. They're delicious. That meat is so good, but you don't need a lot of it. So people go in and go, well, I need 7 steaks for... No, you don't. Buy 2 steaks and slice it all up, and everybody gets a little bit, and everybody's good.
My only problem with Wagyu is that, like, I don't make enough money to buy it.
That's exactly right.
And then if I do get it, I'm, like, afraid to F it up.
Don't mess it up.
That's where I am,
so
dude.
I've never smoked a brisket. I probably could.
Yeah, you'd be good at that.
I got the probes and everything like that.
Yeah,
I
just do it. For you, I would say just do it. But I know exactly where you're coming from because I think about it every day. And especially now with the cost of food, you don't want to mess something up. Ooh. You want to try to make something that you know everybody is going to eat and everybody is going to enjoy at your house. You don't want to start experimenting. So I'm 1,000% with you, Dusty. That's been my biggest, I hate to say the word fear, but it is what it is. My biggest fear when it comes to cooking is making something, messing it up, having to throw it all away, or making something and nobody liking it.
Yeah, I just, I don't know the level of devastation I would have if I pulled out the brisket and it was just like brown on the inside and dry.
Yeah.
I guess the dogs would be in heaven.
But you also have one of those Traegers, right?
Yeah.
So don't they kind of just set it and forget it, though, too, with something
you would
like
think,
that?
Because a lot of people say it's about, like, the most important part is, like, the prep and then, like, the post-cook. Like, you're supposed to, like, cover it in, like, parchment. And some people use, like, banana leaves, and they put it in a cooler, wrap it in towels, and let it sit. It's a process, man.
Oh, you got to go through all that. I would be out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'm there yet. Like ribs, pork, all that, money in the bank. That's night and day for me. Because with a pork shoulder, all you do is season it, inject it with pineapple or apple juice or orange juice, whatever you want for acidity, and then set it on there, 4 or 5 hours, cover it, add some juice in the bottom of the pan, and then let it get to an internal temperature of 205 and pull that sucker. And that's it. Like that, I'm not doing anything special. But, I thought it was, I don't know if it was special or if it was interesting, but Bailey Falter obviously gets shelled by the Yankees the other night. I mean, I think like 8 of the first 9 batted balls were over 100 miles per hour. They weren't missing.
No.
It was batting practice. My dad made the joke of like, you have to use the Bailey Falter card in Stratomatic 26 because there'd be 6 clean home runs on the card. If you know, you know. And then his comments about not knowing his role when it comes to maybe frustration and to the output and the slaughter that he faced in that Royals game. And this comes from Pete Gradoff. The Royals DFA pitcher Bailey Falter, after last night's game, he clearly was unhappy with not having a set role with KC. He said, quote, "I'm extremely frustrated. My job is to take the ball whenever my name is called. So just not really having a role right now is tough for the whole mental prep, the game prep, just trying to figure out a happy medium right now." Look, you literally just did the same thing last week. He is what you would call in baseball as like a swing man, right? You'd almost have him as like Jalen Moore, is that his name? Or the right tackle?
Oh, yeah, Jalen Moore. Yeah,
right.
kind of a swing tackle.
Swing tackle.
Okay, swing pitcher,
You don't have a set role.
No.
You know you don't have a set role, but your set role is to be ready when you are called. And I understand that there's like bullpen situations where it's like, shoot, we're out of guys. We need to go in the bullpen. Okay, you warm up for that. That was your role. That is the issue. Now, one thing I did not know is when I was gone, you guys had said that Lugo and was it Sal Perez that were frustrated with roles on the team. Now, I don't know if this is the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to communication within the clubhouse or in the front office or whatever it may be for the Royals. But I would take what Lugo and Perez would say more to heart than what a guy like Bailey Falter is going to say. You can go look at Bailey Falter's outings for the Kansas City Royals. You honestly should never have had a set role. And for him to say that lets me know that he wasn't really all in. So I don't really blame the Royals on his comments. But again, I wasn't in town, let alone in the country for when Lugo and Perez had their comments. But to me, the Bailey Falter thing is more so like sour grapes because you got whipped by the Yankees and then you just use an excuse. And I go back to Brad Keller. I'm not poo-pooing on Brad Keller, but there was it seemed like every time he had a bad outing, it was something else's fault. It was, well, it's just really humid out there. It's hard to get a grip on the ball. One time it was because the mound wasn't right. And it's like, maybe you just weren't good tonight.
But then he leaves here and he signs a $22 million contract in the offseason and dominates in the playoffs. And so that's another guy on that list of they left Kansas City and they got better.
But what's he done before and outside of that?
Well, but he still was able to pitch well enough, and he was a reliable guy in the postseason and signed a massive contract in the offseason. So that's a big deal for him. Brady Falter can shut up, though. I mean, this is like the entitled kid. His entire life, he probably got what he wanted, stood in the middle of the room and screamed, doesn't like adversity. That's what we see with a lot of baseball players, right? We see a lot of these guys that are silver spooners that don't have to deal with adversity, and then they're put in adverse situations and they don't know how to handle it. That's on you to be a grown-up adult. And you're a major league pitcher. Me, Bob Fescoe, I don't have the patience for the baseball excuses. I mean, we've talked about those for years. Every baseball player has a list of excuses that they roll out, and none of them are legitimate baseball or legitimate excuses. They're baseball excuses. You didn't know your role. They called on you 24 hours prior to start a game because Quatrero, I think, announced in the press conference the night before that this guy was going to be pitching the next day. So you had 24 hours. If you can't get ready to pitch a Major League Baseball game in 24 hours, I got news for you. You ain't a Major League Baseball pitcher. No. And the Royals showed you that. They didn't send him to the minor leagues. They designated him for assignment. That means they cut him. And if nobody claims him, then he can maybe accept a ride down to Omaha if he's interested in doing something like that.
I'm good. Especially after those comments. If you'd have just shut up and been like, I wasn't good tonight, I need to be better. It was my job to go out there and take the slab, and I didn't do my job. Okay, cool. You get DFA'd, nobody claims you. Well, Lynch is pitching Omaha.
Fine.
I don't want that anywhere near minor leaguers.
No, I don't want that guy anywhere near the organization. And the sad thing is, though, too, I mean, they made a trade for this guy last year, and the guy that they gave up for him is absolutely dominating right now in the big leagues. Evan Sisk, a left-handed pitcher right now for the Pirates, a 1.61 ERA, a 1.03 whip, 22 1/3 innings, 26 strikeouts. He's pitching great for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the guy that you got in return, Brady Falter, is no longer really part of your organization. So that's a big loss, by the Royals. That's another front office decision that failed. And that's another front office decision that they're going to have to live with. If you keep Evan Sisk on your roster, then maybe Brady Falter isn't a person that you have to deal with at this point in time. And he wasn't really that good last year when they brought him over, from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that's a big miss on their part. That's knowing, your organization and figuring it out and knowing the right moves to make. That is a big swing and miss for the Royals, but they made the right decision now by getting rid of him. But now they're recovering, and they've got to find somebody else now, and that depletes the talent even more. The only thing I will say about this with these comments by Brady Falter is, though, now being the third guy, you have to start wondering what's going on inside that clubhouse and what's going on inside that locker room and what is the message that is coming from those in charge. Because Lugo complained about the challenges and he didn't like the way we do about this. Like, I'm not being heard, so I'm going to talk to the media. Salvi obviously complained. Now you got Brady Falter complaining. 3 people complaining about the same kind of stuff, though, is eye-opening and a little alarming and probably needs to be looked at.
Falter's to me, the one issue I have is that, it seems to me like there's a lot of cracks in the foundation.
You're right.
And I know when things go bad, that's when things get pointed out. And that
Ask Connor Embry.
That to me was like pointing fingers and not having accountability in a moment where you need accountability. And that's why I think it's always great, even though it gets tiresome to hear that. Let's say the Chiefs lose and it's 28-24, and Mahomes has, let's say Mahomes has 3 touchdowns, throws for 285 yards, and has an interception. But the interception was like a Hail Mary play at the end of the first half. Mahomes will stand there on that podium and be like, I need to be better. I've got to lead better, and we've got to get better at certain things to make the results the way we want them.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's Mahomes and Falter. I'm not comparing the two. But even when things are bad for the Chiefs last year, it was every single time. Yeah, we're working on things. We got to get better. It's not, we didn't know that they were going to, come out in a 4-6 defense. We haven't seen that since the early 2000s. So, maybe if we knew that, it'd be come on, man. Sour grapes, Bailey Falter, it was nice knowing you. You got DFA'd. You're not coming back. You're not even going to get a minor league contract because you don't deserve it when you do that. And so when cracks happen in the foundation, erosion happens. And right now it's bad, bad, bad. It's 22-34, 10 games out of first place in your own division, 5 games out of the wild card, and you have an off day. And now you got to stew on it, go to Texas and play the Rangers, where I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where the fan base goes right now, but I know I won't go anywhere because I'll watch because I'm weird like that. But I know that what Brady Falter said, I don't put on the organization. That is one of those outliers where that was just a man who was down bad and didn't know what to say. And so he just said, well, I don't really know what my role is. It'd be kind of nice and peace of mind to know that. No. You knew what your role was. You weren't good enough to be a starter. We can go look at your baseball reference page. You're lucky you even got the ball against the Yankees. They should have just let Caglione be the opener and see what happened to that. That would have been a better result than Bailey Falter and then saying, I don't know what my role is. It's like Percy and Green Mile. I didn't know the sponge was supposed to be wet.
But also, too, when you look at it, you mentioned the foundation is cracking, which I totally agree with. This is another sign, though, that the foundation is cracking. He's a minor player, but yet his message is still very similar to what two major players were saying on this team, with Salvi and Lugo. And I think that's why it is important. Yeah, they cut him and they moved on from him, and they should have. He stunk up the joint, and he hasn't been a good pitcher here. But his messaging, while probably said wrong, a lot of times my mother would always say to me, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And Brady Falter's message needs to be heard. Is he the right person that was delivering that message? Probably not. But when you have multiple people on one organization in the same month basically complain about they really don't know what's going on here, that to me is a bigger problem. To Dusty's point, the cracks in the foundation. And that's why it's important. It's not important because Brady Falter is anything special or anything like that. Who cares what he has to say? His comments are now the third of the same similar comments that we've been hearing now for the last month with this baseball team. And that's why, to me, it's a big deal.
There are proposed college changes, and plus, what's one thing you'll have no patience for with the Chiefs this season? Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty.
Brett Veach has the most underrated chest I've ever seen.
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control want your yard to look as great as my lawn does. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, man, come on, man, my lawn is terrible. That's where we were about a year ago. Our lawn was awful. And we called Aspen Lawn and Pest Control and said, hey, can you help us out? And they say, yes, we can do anything to any lawn. Then they saw ours and they go, yeah, we can even handle this one because we had 2 trees taken down. We had roots that weren't dying out. We had weeds. It was just an absolute mess in our front yard. And Aspen Lawn and Pest Control came out with their college-educated professionals, and now we have carpet in front of our house. It is beautiful, and I love the work that Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has done. They came in and they got the job done right the first time, and that's what they're going to do for you as well. I tried for about a decade to get that lawn looking right. We tried everything in the book, and it just didn't work. So that's why Aspen Lawn and Pest Control was the only call we made. They came out and took care of it, and now we're using Aspen Lawn and Pest Control for our pest control as well. We've got the mosquito dome up at our house. It keeps the mosquitoes out and keeps that yard clear of those ticks and fleas that are bad for your pets. So what you're going to do right now is get in touch with Aspen. They're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. You know me, I love doing golf things. I love talking golf, playing golf, and I love having Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course, and you can do it too this season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So this spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade, and oh yeah, blackberry iced tea and lemonade, because there's no bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairways, and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Mia from the Winnings Desk. Every Missouri lottery ticket helps support Missouri public education. Over $8 billion and counting. I was going to list every school, but yeah, there's over 2,400 of them. See the full list at molottery.com/education. Play it forward and play responsibly.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The right tools aren't optional. They're how the job gets done right. That's why a lot of us run with Napa for tools and equipment we can count on. From Milwaukee fuel sets, sockets, and impacts that deliver real power when you need it, to Carlisle hand tools built for precision, durability, and everyday use. It's professional-grade gear that keeps your bays moving and your business running strong. So when you need the right tool, right now, you know where to go. Napa.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen, and this is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit swlinjurylaw.com.
Northland 635 southbound, pretty heavy from the split with Fairfax Traffic Way to the bridge with construction. 70 westbound into downtown, heavy around 23rd Street, off Onegin, pretty slow towards 71. Earlier problem, 670 westbound at Oak Street has cleared. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Max Crosby?
It is. This is Paris Williams, who we'll have on in the 9 o'clock hour.
Let's go.
Performing at the World Cup. Kansas City local rapper here. This is his new song, Been That. It was featured on episode 1 of the new season of Euphoria.
You've watched that.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that.
Love the first 2 seasons. This season, man, they are off the rails.
My daughters watch it. My older daughter watches that with her friend. They have Euphoria parties now at the house. And they're watching this thing. What is it about? I have not even.
Well, it started out as high school and there's drama and dating other people.
So perfect for them. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And then now they're in college. They're out of high school or whatever. And this new season, and I don't know, Zendaya's working with the cartel and it's fine. I don't know. It's just it's the Sydney Sweeney show. It's the Sydney Sweeney show now. It's just
that's what I thought.
It's just all about her and
She's
great.
Is she an OnlyFans? Is that what she does?
She's because her husband in the show is in serious S with money. And
Okay.
so she started doing OnlyFans, all this stuff. Now she's like leaving him. I don't know. The show's just kind of lost the plot in a lot of ways.
Well, but you said it was good though.
First
Like-
two seasons were incredible.
Oh, you don't like the third season. You're kind of out on that. Is
Yeah,
what
the
you're
third
saying.
season. I mean, I'm going to watch because I've made it this far.
Well, you made it this
I'm
far.
not
You
gonna
want to
stop.
see. It's like
Yeah.
Emily in Paris with me. I've made it this far. I know one of the guys died in that show the other day. He's suffering from ALS. God rest your soul.
Oh,
but like I'm still going to watch because I'm this far in. I enjoy the show, but it hasn't taken a twist and a turn like what this one is doing.
Is that the only show that's done that to you?
What's that?
Where you got so far in you just couldn't quit?
Oh,
Because I have two. One is True Blood. Seasons 1 and 2 were fantastic. Like Bill and Sookie. Anna Paquin, I believe is her name, that played Sookie Stackhouse. Great show. First two seasons, nailed it. And then it was like, what the hell am I watching? But I'm not turning it off because I've made it this far. And then Dexter, first 4 seasons were
I've
great.
heard that a lot from people.
Yeah, first 4 seasons are great, and then it was just over. It was like,
But it's still on. Eric's doing stuff with Dexter right now, Stone Street. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, that
Well,
show
there's
is still rolling.
They've done like a origin, and then they did like the post, and then like the series finale that we thought we were gonna have. You're just like, no, that's not how it should go.
I don't know if there's ever been a show where I stayed around because I was that far in. I mean, I watched about 7 or 8 seasons of Suits and bounced. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. My wife's for last year. Come on, let's continue. I'm like,
Yeah, you're just done.
That's just who I am, though. That's not a fair judgment of shows based on what I do because I'm terrible at watching shows.
Lost was kind of like that.
Yeah, and then you watch the end of it, and you're like, oh, what?
You're like, dude, really?
Like, the whole
What?
time?
You.
But like I bounced on The Office. I never watched the last season of that.
Yeah, but that would be, yeah. I didn't do that either.
I never watched the last season of Modern Family for whatever reason either. Maybe I just didn't want that show to end, and I figured if I never watched the last season, it would never end, in my
Did you
opinion.
and your wife watch This Is Us?
No, she did, though. Yeah.
I heard a lot of people that love that from 1 to the final.
Yeah, she did. That. I mean, every Thursday, I think that show was on.
Yeah.
She'd be in tears,
100%. My parents, I'd come up to get like a snack or
this
something,
show.
and I'd be like,
Yeah.
why are you guys crying? You just don't understand This Is Us.
Right,
I'm like,
This Is
all right.
Us. Yeah.
I'm like,
No, it
glad
was-
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Every Thursday, I knew it was on because she was crying. What's wrong? Oh, This Is Us must have been on. Yeah.
They really got you in your feels. This comes from Trenton Hughes on Twitter. Most underrated cities I've spent time in. I don't know how many, Bob, I feel like you've probably been to all of these. Rapid City, South Dakota.
Great city.
Okay.
Yeah. Mount Rushmore.
Southport, North
Oh, I've been there,
Carolina.
yeah.
No.
Okay. Sacramento, California.
No.
Never been there. Kansas City, Missouri.
No.
And then Draper, Utah.
No.
Okay.
No.
He says, I feel like I barely hear people talk about any of these underrated cities.
Well, I mean, you mentioned 3 that I've never heard of, really. And Rapid City is a small little town that has Mount Rushmore and Sturgis.
I didn't know that's what that was.
Yeah.
I just knew it was the Black Hills.
Yeah, it's beautiful out
Yeah.
there. Gorgeous, like gorgeous country. But there's a reason why nobody's talking about most of those cities, and nobody's ever heard of them. And Kansas City will be talked about a lot. It's funny you read that tweet because you kind of read in my mind. I was at a meeting yesterday and talking to some folks downtown about everything that's going on with the World Cup, and I was kind of getting the lay of the land, especially about these hotels and where we are right now, because everybody's acting like for whatever reason Kansas City is failing at the World Cup, right? And I'm here to let you know they're not. After talking to some hotel people yesterday, Kansas City is actually leading the charge in the country right now because of A, where we're located, and B, we don't have as many hotel rooms as some of these other big cities that have been not having events at their place, or not scheduling events for the last 3 years during these 6 weeks because everybody thought they'd be overrun by the World Cup. Well, that's not happening. And the people that I talked to yesterday have told me that the hotel people in Kansas City are expecting to see the same or slightly lower occupancy rates during this 6 weeks of the World Cup than they see in a normal summer. So they're just basically seeing a normal summer when it comes to hotels here in Kansas City. And that averaged to a little bit below what they normally do during that 6-week period in the summer. And so you hear that and you're like, man, that really sucks. But the bright side is from the information that I was talking to folks about, affiliated with the World Cup pushing agenda. It was like, we do really believe, though, this will have long-term effects for people coming and visiting Kansas City because people are going to come here. They're going to see a lot of what's going on, and it's going to be on TV, and people are going to want to be part of it. So to that guy's point, that Kansas City may not be on that list after the World Cup where people decide, hey, we're going to come to Kansas City. And if that's the residual effect that we get because of the World Cup, then it is worth it for everybody. But yeah, from a hotel standpoint, that's FIFA's problem. That's not Kansas City's problem. FIFA sucks.
before we get into the Chiefs topic that we're going to get into, shows, Prison Break got super silly. Vikings was like that for me. First 4 seasons was amazing. Sons of Anarchy was my show like that. Yeah, kind of. The ending was kind of like, what did I just watch? And then The Walking Dead. That was one for me, too. I thought that was going to be like a 5-6 season series, and it was kind of wind down, and it was like, we're going to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped that in the middle of season 2. I just wasn't my thing.
When I saw Glenn get the baseball bat to the dome, I was like, this show's legit. Like, they're actually showing this on AMC. Like, Negan's a great villain. Rick's okay. Carl sucked.
When did that show start?
I think that was Ned's show that he used to watch on the treadmill every day, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was.
Carl.
2010.
Yeah.
Just saying it was a minute.
We got to call Ned back, get him to speak to the team.
Got to get his chapstick first. When it comes to, if you know, right? He had to get his chapstick out for his wife at spring training. That's his role now.
It's deep cut.
He's dad now, or hubby now. The Jets have just signed Young-Ho Koo. Because of course they did. Of course they did.
That guy screams Jets. He sucks.
That guy made a guy like, what was that story? He's the one that missed the field goal.
Yeah,
that guy was laughed so hard about it, he like blew a sciatica or something like that.
And then went in and realized he had something really wrong with him.
really
His heart
bad,
saving his life.
Yes.
Right.
Because it was when he hit the turf before he hit the ball, he started laughing and he like ruptured something minor and went in there like, oh my God, if you didn't come in, you'd be dead. So he credits this guy for his life.
Kicking's so weird. He was 37 of 39, 27 of 29, and 2021. And then 2020, and then 32 at 37, 32 at 37, and then 2024, 25 of 34, and then it was gone.
Tell me what's different between a closer in Major League Baseball and a kicker in the NFL, other than the fact that one throws, one kicks.
That's it.
That's it.
You are nails, and then it's one moment, and it's like, I can't do it anymore.
It's over. Yeah, you're right. Closers and kickers, dude. Like, those are the two position groups in all of sports where you're like, that guy was awesome. That guy sucks.
Like, you think about it, Mahomes plays quarterback, and he hears that noise, and he sees all that all the time. The kicker sits on the sideline or stands on the sideline the whole game, just waiting for his moment. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, don't blow this. I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah. Well, because when you're a closer and you're a kicker, you got one moment. That's it.
And you're amped from 0 to 100.
And everybody's watching you. And if you don't do your job, regardless of what the 51 other people or 52 other people or the 25 other people in baseball did, if you don't do your job in the most magnified moment, everybody's blaming that loss on you.
Or they love you.
Yeah.
So speaking of football, the Kansas City Chiefs have obviously shown you that they have, changed the guard when it comes to offensive mindsets and coordinators and coaches and the rooms of the word of a different coach, because it hasn't worked in the last couple of years with the offense that's gone stagnant. What's one thing that you will have zero patience for with this Chiefs season?
Wide receivers not being fundamentally sound, not knowing how to run routes, not knowing where the out of bounds is, dropping simple passes, the fundamentals of the wide receiver. I am not going to tolerate this year. You fired your coach and you brought in arguably the best. They better be perfect in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. I specifically, I was going towards wide receiver with Xavier Worthy and Patrick Mahomes and that deep ball connection.
Yeah.
That was my specific there. It was just like, hey, I want that. If that first deep ball is open and either the throw's too much or Xavier doesn't track it right or drops it or toes out of bounds, me and a million other Chiefs fans will be irate because the patience there is just running thin. This is a first-round pick. This is now year 3. It's time to come out. But other than that, just because you talked about wide receivers, I would just say overall as an offense, I need to see an easy button this year. I have to know 3rd and 3 because that's what the Chiefs have always had. Yes, even when the offense struggled in 23 and 24, in my opinion, they still, to some degree, especially in 23, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, they knew where they were going. They had easy buttons. They had identities. They had some sort of semblance of, okay, this is what we can fall back on to know to get to produce and to be a quality offense. And so I need an easy button for Patrick Mahomes. It cannot just be, all right, man, go make it happen. With the knee, with the lack of weapons on the outside, I need to know that running the football and being able to get 3 to 5 yards anytime is going to be something simple.
Who is your easy button right now? If you could pick one person to be that easy button, who is it?
Rashee Rice.
He's in jail.
Yeah, I know. Him and Ken Walker are the easy buttons.
I was going to say Emmett Johnson. I'm in love with that guy. I don't know why. I just am.
Rookie as an easy button is not probably going to happen on this offense, but
Kareem Hunt became an easy button real fast.
For sure.
He really did, yeah.
For sure. No, 100%.
To our closers and kickers comments, somebody in the text line says, so kickers need walk-up music. I'm not against that.
That would be sick.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
Shut the lights out, and here comes Harrison Butker.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. It's very, very good. Very solid. My one thing that I have zero patience for is not running the ball.
I'm with you.
I mean, the rest of my sentence.
Can I just say something? Does that go without being said? You know, as they always say, like, you got the guys now.
Yeah.
If you're not running the ball, we're not going to sit here and bitch about it. We're just not.
Do you want to read the next sentence under my in the thing?
No.
Okay.
Why the F did you get him and pay him then if you're not? Yeah.
That's my thing.
You've
Like,
invested all your offseason money in one person. Use them.
go run the effing ball. And I know there was a guy that did this show for 15 years that advocated for that for 15 years. Said, run the ball. To the point where he said, I'm done saying it. They're not going to do it.
Right.
You went and got Ken Walker III. You went and got Eric Bieniemy and DeMarco Murray. Emmett Thomas, a guy you drafted that could be elusive.
Yeah.
Use the run game. Run the ball.
Do you think by week 4 we're going to be going, can you throw the ball once?
No, I don't think so.
Like, are they going to overcorrect now?
No, too much.
Fine, you want to see the run, you loudmouths on 96.5. Here it is. 27 straight runs to start the season.
Good. Because I think that's
Fine.
one of the most vital reasons why I think a lot of people believe Mahomes will be ready by week 1.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're going to throw the ball 12 times in this game because that's all you're going to have to throw. Now, that's like saying, hey, Salvador Perez, you're taking a day off.
Yeah.
Good luck telling Mahomes he's only going to throw the ball 12 times.
But at least you as a coach can control that by not calling an RPO and giving him that option.
I mean,
that's on Andy.
And I don't think, even with the addition of Ken Walker, by week 4, people will believe that Chiefs will run the ball. I still think people are going to say, yeah, they have Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, they're not running. Then exploit that.
Yeah, it's like the guy who's trying, I don't know, maybe not to have a drink, and you're like all night long you're good, and you're finally at the end of the night, oh, it's so good when it hits my lips, and you turn into Frank the Tank, right? Like, that's going to be like Andy Reid and company. Like, they're going to have the opportunity to run the ball, but, man, that passing game is still going to be, because Dusty's right. Like, week 4, people are still going to be dropping 8.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to believe you. So exploit them with it.
Do it.
Like,
Yep,
hey,
do it.
Here's a guy that can explode through the offensive line. And if you drop those guys back, now you're effed. Because now he's got some speed. He's not a speed guy, but he's a tough runner that can gradually get faster, if that makes sense, when he gets the open field. And that's what we saw, is that, like, he has that hard hit rate when he finds that hole and just goes. Like, he has that. And if you can develop that, because you have Creed, Trey, Simmons, you know, all those guys that can create that space, then, man, and it's like, hey, honey, I bought you a Blackstone. Why the hell aren't you using it?
I'm sitting here laughing because I've just created this scenario. First game of the year, right? Opening night, first play, 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff Kenneth Walker. He gains 1 2nd and 9 pass.
Yep. 3rd and 8 pass.
3 and out.
No.
Because I can see that. He gets 1 yard on the first play of the game. He's like, we're done here.
No,
we're not running the ball anymore.
It's never going to work.
We're
Never going to work. Bad idea.
Pass incomplete, 3rd and 8. Gain of 3. Boo! You know, the boos will cascade down, right? Yeah. Because I can. Who can't see that scenario happening, right? No, like even Alex is like, well, I can't really see that happening. No, absolutely, everybody can see that happening. 1st and 10, gain of 1 by Ken Walker. All right, shotgun, screw this.
Yep, forget it. Launch it.
Go for it, Pat. Just throw the damn ball. I don't care.
Or Alex might say,
I think I could do a strong 60 seconds.
That's one play.
I think I could do a strong 60 seconds.
Better than Levis.
Remember when I was very high?
Imagine they roll Alex's mom out to talk about that.
oh, that'd be, I would eyes to the TV.
Oh, must watch.
Miss Gold talking about her son being high. That'd be amazing. Never met the lady, but I bet she's a
sweetheart.
Saint.
She is a saint. Yeah,
guarantee it.
She's awesome. Yeah,
makes sense.
From the text line, one thing they will absolutely not tolerate: receivers dropping the ball, penalties. Worthy had better not catch anything out of bounds.
Yep.
Kareem, okay. O-line discipline. That's a good one.
That's a great one.
What do you mean by that, though? I need more depth on that.
Probably the Juwan
Taylor saga.
Oh,
Like,
that kind of stuff. Okay, I see pre-snap stuff. Okay, that's
Done
good.
with that
Okay,
BS.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we solved that problem by eliminating that problem, right?
I would assume.
You think he's back this year at some point? He
No,
has not been
no.
signed yet, as far as I can.
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has.
He has.
Oh, he
has.
did. Did I miss that?
I want to say it's an NFC South team. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Falcons. That's
Oh,
why.
okay. All right, never mind then.
Yeah, it was a cheaper deal as well.
I'm sure it was.
Someone
$5
says from the 816, no patience for felony speeding, broken probations,
It's
or
fair.
domestic abuse allegations.
No, I don't hate that either. I'm with you.
Somebody says from the 913, Andy has shown everyone multiple times he is not running the ball.
Well,
it will
again-
still be a throw first offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Right,
Every
yeah.
offense is throw first in the league, besides one last year, and it was 50.5% run, and I believe it was the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, really? So
50.5.
So the
There
team
was
that won the
one.
Super Bowl was the only team that wasn't
By
pass
0.5%.
I know. Yeah.
So they will always be pass first. That is not.
But unless we're seeing the pendulum swing back, which we always do in sports, it always comes back to what we used to see. It always does. Everything always goes back and forth. And 10 years from now, we'll be like, look at this passing league that we got now. We're like, we saw that 20 years ago with Patrick Mahomes. So this is just kind of a correction. I think we're going to see more people focused on the running back now. There's so many good ones in the league right now. How could you not?
I think I could do a strong 60 seconds.
All right, caller number 5.
The 1983 season was the last time the NFL collectively had more rushing attempts than passing attempts.
That's wild.
That is crazy to think about.
That is wow. That is eye-opening. 83.
Yeah,
I mean, they were 3 yards in a cloud of dust well into the 90s.
And this says by the mid-90s, the pass had decisively overtaken the run, and 2010 saw record-high passing numbers. Yeah.
But also, too, the last couple of years, we haven't really had those big-name running backs, you know? It feels like now we have more running backs, more talented running backs. Maybe more kids are playing the running back position again, because for a while there, why would you play running back? You weren't getting paid.
Yeah, you're still not.
Still not really getting paid.
Is this me not doing my job? Because somebody says Walker is a 4.3 guy. I know he ran a 4.38 at the combine. That was 4 years ago.
Well, I don't know what was it that you said.
I just said he's not known for his speed.
Oh yeah, he's not like a burner. I mean, he's an explosive guy. I mean, he's fast, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Everybody's fast in the
not
NFL.
Chris
but
Johnson.
Yeah, I, mean,
I don't know.
Speed in the NFL right now, like 4.3. I hate to be that guy.
That's expected.
Yeah.
You're running back. You should be 4.3, 4.4, 4.5 max.
Max 4.5.
And 4.5 would be slow.
And would be a slow.
We'd
running
have a
back.
conversation about it.
Yeah. So that's just kind of normal for
Am
the
I
running
also
backs.
Richard to say 4.38 is 4.4?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. I mean, it is, you know, but they'll
You're not, but if I was Ken, I'd be like, yes, you're Richard.
Yeah,
That's 4.38.
yeah, absolutely. I'm
Give me my
4.38.
0.02 seconds.
Hell
please.
yes, it makes a big difference if you're in a race or something. It's huge.
It's
Yeah.
like if you're 212, you're like, I'm actually 210 pounds. No, you're 215.
Yeah, you're 215, bud.
Hey, take it easy. Coming up, the biggest sports myths ever discussed here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, let me tell you something, folks. My friends over at Golden Oak Lending want to make your life a lot easier, and they've done that for us over the years because they know how to help you when you need it the most, and that's in those financial situations. We all get there, right? Maybe it's a credit card bill. Maybe it's home repairs. Maybe it's college tuition. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe it's an unexpected expense. We all have them in life, and Golden Oak Lending can help you get back on track. You need to take their free mortgage checkup. We've been doing that now for years with Golden Oak Lending. We took their original one about a decade ago, and now every 6 months we have conversations with Golden Oak Lending about our mortgage, about where it is, where it's going to go, and all the things we need to do to get a better rate. And Golden Oak is always there looking out for us. The average cash out customer saves $1,104 per month, and then you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So take that free mortgage checkup now. It's risk-free, no paperwork or credit card required. Just call them, 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
That wreck really took everything off track.
can't work, can't help with the kids, the bills are stacking up.
Then stop waiting. Call the Car Crash Kings, SWL Injury Law. Car crashes, that's what they do.
Yeah?
Yeah, they go to work so you can get your life back and get paid what you're owed.
Don't get pushed around. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation are teaming up with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sports coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. From April to September, we'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a VIP package that includes tickets to a Royals game and more. Be part of honoring our high school coaches whose service is making Kansas City a better place to live, work, and play. Just go to bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character to nominate today.
The wild weather this spring has brought hail to New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. What that means is they've got plenty of new and used cars and trucks with light cosmetic hail damage. New Century is having a hail of a sale to clear them all out. You can save as much as $15,000 and still receive all the factory incentives. The hail of a sale will not last long at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Remember, you always pay less in Paola. See dealer for details.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
With the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through 7th at the Overland Park Convention Center. Northland 635 southbound, very heavy. Hit delays at the split with Fairfax Traffic Way and crawls down to the bridge. Construction has you down to 1 lane. The Kansas City Auto Show is back, taking over the Overland Park Convention Center. The latest cars and trucks, exclusive test drives. See the future of driving. Get your tickets now at kansascityautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through 7th. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
These types of topics are always kind of my favorite because there's an origin that has rooted every person with this take. Whether your biggest sports myth is golf isn't hard or soccer isn't a sport, somewhere in your life, someone has rooted that into your system and you've just grown with it, right? Like when you're a kid, you're told how to vote, and then you become an adult and see the real world from your own eyes. You're like, maybe mom and dad weren't right. Now that I'm my own self, I'm going to go do this, right? So you asked, what are the biggest sports myths?
Yeah, because I was looking at something yesterday, and it was the commissioner of the NBA talking about the flopping with SGA, and he says he doesn't believe flopping is a big deal. Regardless of how you feel about that, if you're the commissioner and your fan base is saying flopping, you got to adjust. You do. You really have to adjust on that. It's like with the Royals right now. They're not playing good baseball. The fans don't like it. You need to adjust.
You can't just dismiss it.
You just can't dismiss it. You absolutely cannot dismiss it.
I agree.
But I will say the comment, and this comes from a guy at Chris from Kansas. He said this to the response to Adam Silver. He said, someone should tell him the product is unwatchable. The flopping is out of control. And that's where I put a hard pause on it, because to me, that's a comment from somebody who probably hasn't watched an NBA game recently. And there's especially with the NBA, the biggest sports myths out there are, they don't play defense and all they do is flop. Those are the low-hanging fruit narratives that politicians use all the time, They're low-hanging fruit narratives that sometimes the sports pontificators on ESPN will utilize all the time. But at the end of the day, they're really not that true. And when people say they don't play defense in the NBA or there's too much flopping and all that kind of stuff, and that's what they constantly hold on to, then they're A, not watching the game, they're B, getting a couple of highlights here on X, and they're C, not paying attention to what's going on. And so that always rubbed me the wrong way ever since I was covering the Spurs in the 90s and realizing all these myths that people would say about the NBA are unequivocally false. And so I was thinking about the other sports myths. The other one that is a myth to me, people think the NFL is a fast-paced game. It is not. It is literally the longest of the four sports when it comes to actual time, and the shortest amount of time, basically, when it comes to the ball actually moving during a game. We have been bamboozled to think that the NFL is this fast-paced game, and at the end of the day, it really isn't. Baseball is a lot faster-paced than the NFL.
What was the stat that we had that the ball only moves for
10 minutes
of the entire 4 hours of the game?
Yeah, it moves 11 minutes in a baseball game. Probably more now because the game has picked up its pace.
Right.
But that's it. When you break it down, man, the game of the NFL, the actual football playing, it's not long at all.
Well, when Falter pitches, it moves every 3 seconds. Mine is
not in a good way.
Mine is Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Ooh.
It's fact. He's not. It's a myth that he's the greatest baseball player of all time. You look at the time that he played against the talent that he played, again, not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the greatest baseball player that we've ever seen in our lives is Shohei Ohtani.
No doubt, yeah.
And he's doing the same things that Babe did, but they're throwing it 100 miles per hour. He's throwing 100 miles per hour. He's not facing milkmen. He's not a slob. And he's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. Is Shohei Ohtani. It's really not close.
And
Mickey Mantle was better than Babe Ruth.
If he didn't get hurt, it would have been interesting to see that. Yeah,
DiMaggio was better than Babe Ruth.
A lot of people will tell you Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays are the two greatest baseball players on earth.
That's fair. Vern probably.
I think Vern would say Willie Mays, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty sure.
And a lot of baseball people will tell you Willie Mays is the great. I just heard a conversation about this. That's why it's kind of top of mind. For me, the Babe Ruth stuff, that's the last 5 years have shown us Ohtani is that much better than Babe Ruth. And obviously, with the game the way it is right now, there's more athletes.
Is Ruth iconic and a legend? Absolutely. The game of baseball cannot be told without Babe Ruth.
Right.
But the game of baseball's greatest player is not Babe Ruth.
No, it's not. It really isn't. And it's a great debate now to have because I think ultimately for my money, I am putting it on Shohei Ohtani. He's doing things that we have not seen anybody do since Babe Ruth, right? Dominate on the mound and then dominate at the plate. And we've not allowed players to do that over the years. And so what Ohtani's doing now in the era in which he's doing it right now, where we have great athletes all over the diamond, superstars all over the diamond, people working out 365 days a year, it's a completely different ballgame from when Babe Ruth played. So, yeah, I think Shohei Ohtani gets that nudge over Babe Ruth
because they still, and so when somebody says different generations, Dustman, you can't do, well, they still put Babe Ruth ahead of Shohei Ohtani. And I'm just like, I just don't get it. Mac, you have a sports myth?
Yeah, gosh, so many. Mahomes is playing worse these last few seasons. His decline, or how about John Elway being one of the best quarterbacks of all time? That would be one of my best sports myths ever. Top 10 quarterback of all time. We talk about John Elway. How about not even a top 10 quarterback of his era? Just going through some stats here. He was not top 10 in completion percentage, touchdown percentage, interception percentage, quarterback rating, yards per attempt, or net yards per attempt per game. He was outside of the top 10 in all those stats from 88 to 99. He also, in 98, when the merger happened, had the most touchdown passes and most...
That's funny you said the 88 to 99 because that is legitimately right outside of his 2 Super Bowl windows.
Let me make sure that's the correct... From 83 to 98.
Okay, 83 to 98.
83 to 98.
Okay, so 98 was the second window of his two Super Bowls.
Yeah. Yes. So from 83 to 98. He also, before the merger, had the most quarterback touchdown passes. He also had the most starts by a long time. So I just think he also had the best team, maybe in the second best team in the 90s besides the Cowboys. The late 90s Broncos had to be up there. Maybe early 49ers kind of leaked into the 90s as well. So yeah, that's what I would say, John Elway.
What was the one you said was going to make Mac mad?
Well,
yeah.
I just decided during the break, I said, all right, well, this has probably been talked about before. So Bleacher Report, the guy named Alan Dale, that's such a funny name to me for some reason, Alan Dale. He wrote an article on Bleacher Report about his top 10 sports myths of all time. They are as followed. Rudy was an inspiration. Myth. Wow, Rudy, what a guy. Let's review. Dude lives in Joliet, Illinois. He's a marginal football player at a local high school factory, or football factory, and even worse, academic. Decides he wants to go to play at Notre Dame football, even though his grades are more suited for Dame Noda. I won't read all this stuff, but number 9, football is one of the most athletic sports on earth. That's not
Why
the
is
one.
that a myth?
He said the players play in a 60-minute game. So in a 60-minute game, the players are involved on average for 90 plays in a pro or collegiate football game. That means they are involved in 450 seconds of action on average. So the players work hard for a total of approximately 7.5 minutes over what eventually became a 2.5 to 3 hour excursion.
2.5 to 3 hours. My God, I'd love to get a game done in 2.5 hours these days.
Not even a full quarter of high school basketball. You know what that sport that you actually move on a clock runs?
Yeah, but also this sport involves colliding with other human beings like a car wreck on every single play, so that guy can get bent.
Number 8, cheating coaches deserve any media attention. First name I can come up with is John Calipari. UMass lost their Final Four recognition during the coaching reign of John Calipari. Memphis loses their Final Four during that as well. Not even Kentucky is getting some sniff of NCAA in a year 2 of John Calipari. So obviously this article is written. This is the one that's going to get Mac to walk out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan is a great player.
What?
That's a myth?
What? Wow.
Would you like me to read?
Sure.
No way, no how. He is a great stat patter and okay.
He led his team to 1,000 titles.
He may be one of the greatest players ever until the 2-minute mark. Then we learn of Duncan's ungreatness. Check Timmy's titles. All of them were won by supporting players making clutch plays in the biggest games to get the job done. Timmy, question
Let's go to
mark,
break.
Timmy.
one winning shot ever against the worst defensive team in NBA history, the Mike No D'Antoni led Phoenix Suns. All made the big plays. Timmy, destroyed by good to the last drop of Game 7 against Dallas back in 2007. Does anyone even remember Diop's first name? How about the way back in Wake Forest, the second-round choke against Stanford, the being completely outplayed by Mark Madsen's final game? He stat drops drastically in the last 2 minutes of games, especially his free throw shooting, and he has to consistently defer to more clutch players around him. A great player is done for 48 minutes. Calling Tim Duncan a great player is like saying an NBA MVP can be the league's worst defensive player.
This guy's rage baiting.
I really, that don't even respond. That is rage baiting. The guy is one of the greatest players of all time, one of the most fundamentally sound players of all time. The guy you should model your game after if you want to have success.
Fundamental.
Yeah, exactly. Won championships. Took
widely
over.
regarded as the best leader of the 21st century in the NBA.
I mean, care what the other 6 are?
No.
Okay, Danica Patrick has talent. Anna Kournikova does not. Anna Kournikova. Coaches should be intimidating. That's a myth, he says. Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time. That's a myth.
All right.
Okay, Mac likes that one. Soccer is a stupid sport. That's a myth. No, only Americans say that. Number 2, golfers are athletes. Ouch.
Whoa!
Ouch. And number one,
Got you there, Dusty.
number one, athletes are role models.
You know, that I
That's a
agree
good
with.
one.
The athletes are not role models.
fine.
I saw somebody complaining the other
athletes.
day.
About the guy cussing in his press conference.
about the guy
Kids are watching. They're not.
No, they're not. Are people still worried about athletes being role models for children? And if you are, then I hate to be this way. Be a better parent. You should be the role model for your children, or a teacher, or somebody like that. An athlete should be a role model? Come on.
Yeah, he says they hit an inanimate object, golfers, so they're not athletes.
Okay, that's enough.
I just found this guy. God, this guy.
Yeah. Tim Duncan's not a great player.
Insane.
Coming up next, Paris Williams. He's performing at the World Cup of one of the days and had his new song, Been That. You heard it earlier from Mac. Was on the new season of Euphoria. Paris Williams will join us next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, that sometimes you stop calling it pain and just said, you know what, this is just how I am right now. Well, that's not okay, because deep down you know it. And I want to lead you to a carefree new you to get back to normal. Let's get started with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. The medical team over there at QC Kinetics has helped 40,000 people nationwide because the science is real, the treatments are natural, and your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools, and we're not doing it in an operating room. There's no surgery, there's no downtime, there's no meds. You just go see QC Kinetics, get your treatment in the office, and you go about your day. At QC Kinetics, better starts here, so schedule your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. Outside faucets are annoying. We are currently running our outside faucet replacement special of $399 with access. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 635 southbound, heavy from the split with Fairfax traffic way down to the bridge. Construction has you down to one lane. Kansas side Olathe 35 southbound. It gets pretty heavy at 119th Street, a little before. Stays very slow down to 127th. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. That bump music you hear is our next guest, Paris Williams, who will be performing at the World Cup one of the days. Paris, what's that mean to you for your career, that you're going to be on one of the biggest stages ever doing exactly what you were put on this earth to do, and that is perform and do you, man?
Well, thank you so much for saying that. It is insane. It still does not quite feel real. For like 4 shows, especially of that caliber, it is doesn't quite sink in until I'm right about to go on stage. But for a kid from Muskegon, Michigan, small town, to be performing at one of the biggest events in America this year is absolutely crazy and a blessing.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you get to do it here in Kansas City where you live now. Tell us the story about you. How do you go from Michigan to Kansas City?
Man, it is a very long story. Long story short, though, always had a passion for music, art, and culture. So I found a lot of my, I guess, collaborators online when we were younger, just through similar interests. And a lot of my friends actually were from Kansas City. So growing up, I visited a couple times, maybe when I was like 16 or 17 or so. And I knew Kansas City really supported local artists. Guys had First Fridays, a bunch of art initiatives, grants provided for artists, and different things like that. So it felt like the logical next step to jump to Kansas City versus going to New York or LA, first off, being from such a small town, you know?
Yeah, that makes that I love that story because it really shows a light on what we're doing here in Kansas City of things people may not know about. And you see things like the World Cup happen and people go like, all right, what's going to be the result of it? Well, you're the result of it. I mean, you saw Kansas City, you did your research on Kansas City, you saw what they did, you decided to move here. I mean, I love that story, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's been an honor. I love being in Kansas City. The community has definitely supported me, and I do my best to try to support all the talent here. There's so much talent when it comes to hip-hop, R&B, live jazz music, the indie punk scene. I think it's just a really special time to be in Kansas City right now, so I'm honored.
Talking to Paris Williams, who's going to be performing at the World Cup here in Kansas City, and that song you heard, "Been That," was on the new season of Euphoria. What's that like? And like, what's the process of that? Like, do they call you or do they send you like an email? Like when you find out you're going to be on one of the new upcoming shows, how's that work for you and your mindset?
So that one, "Been That," actually just dropped yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
nice. My bad. That's my bad, Paris. That's awesome.
Yeah. You got the exclusives. Hopscotch was featured on Euphoria. That's actually a song that I released in like 2022. So I've got some friends out in New York, and they were kind of representing the song for the past couple of years and just kind of pitching it through their sync company. And it just finally landed. I think I was at work a couple weeks ago, and it was literally Friday, maybe at like 4 p.m. And they were like, hey, this Sunday, your song's going to be in Euphoria. So I honestly thought it was maybe like a weird April Fool's prank coming up or something like that at first. So I was really anxious kind of watching the episode, and then that finally came on kind of last 20 minutes or so. So I was super excited about that.
All right. So what's that like for you when you're watching the show and all of a sudden your song comes on? Describe those feelings, because I got to imagine it's something like none of us have ever had the opportunity to experience.
It was awesome. I was in disbelief. I was like, this isn't going to happen because it was so late into the episode. But once it actually played, it was like, wow, like Zendaya's in this scene. Marshawn Lynch is in this scene. pretty pivotal part of like this new season going on there. And they played it for a good amount of time. A lot of time, some of these sync placements may only be played for 5-10 seconds. They played it for like a good minute or so.
Hell yeah. I don't think it's a secret that a lot of people do what they do because they were inspired. Who was it that inspired you to do what you do for your career?
Ooh, the pivotal artists that I always go back to, Tyler, Creator, and then the Cool Kids. I found out that they both were rappers and producers pretty early on, maybe when I was around 13 or so, and that just inspired me to want to try both. So I produce a lot of my music, write all my own stuff, and engineer my vocals, and just very hands-on with the process. But finding them at the time and them being like 19, 20, 21 or so, it just felt more approachable than some of those kind of super mainstream acts at the time.
I think one of the things, Tyler Creator's great, by the way. And I think one of the things that I always find interesting with artists that write their own music, because I like all forms of music, right? Like I'm really into like, indie folk type of music. And, like I like all that sort of those vibes. And sometimes you'll hear artists say that it took them 2 years to write a song, or it took them 2 minutes to write a song. What's the one song that like you put together that maybe took you an hour, maybe took you 2 days, however long, but what's the one song that you have near and dear to your heart?
Man, that's a great question. I will go to a Paris Williams joint off of my project, the Paris Williams joint, just because I feel like it is almost a pretty good preface of some of my backstory, but I also kind of tied in some of the things that I like as far as pop culture and movie references and stuff like that. But I think that's a real good gateway for any fan or any person listening for the first time. You want to know a little bit more about who I am as an artist and a little bit about my journey so far.
Paris, what do you have planned for the World Cup performances?
We're still cooking. Everything is to be determined, but definitely going to make sure to go out there and give it our best go, do some cool visuals, and really just try to connect with all those folks from Kansas City and the visitors from outside of the city, and just try to make a genuine connection with them. We've got a lot of things around the event too, performances before and after. So my mindset for the summer is just to be as present as possible and be a mainstay within the city, and just keep kind of pouring into the community.
When you perform, like I got promoted to morning shows about 2.5 years ago, and I think the first hour I was blacked out, right? Like I don't think I remember being here. I don't remember like actually talking. Have you ever had one of those moments where you get on the stage, you're like, holy, you know what? And you just go.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me that is kind of the flow state. I try my best to not think when I'm performing, kind of similar to maybe some athletes. I used to play sports growing up, so I know when you're consciously thinking about the decision, or I need to do this at this moment, you're almost taking yourself out of that moment, that your instincts, So I just try to go with the flow and just let the muscle memory kind of kick in. When I'm thinking too much about a specific line or lyric, I find like that's when I stumble.
Do you ever notice someone in the crowd and you're like, you feel their vibe and like you kind of feed off that energy?
Oh, definitely, all the time, especially as a upcoming artist. Sometimes I may not perform for a crowd that is really catered towards my music, or different audiences in different places react to things differently. They might just listen to you. They might not move physically. They'll just look at you, but they're still engaged. So those couple of people who really give that energy, I kind of feed off of that, and it just inspires me to keep going. And then I feel like for the crowd, once they see a couple people start to do that, it also helps them loosen up. So I'm pretty big on the crowd engagement and just trying to make sure everybody is comfortable to express themselves,
Absolutely. You said you were a sports guy growing up and played sports, so I have to ask you the question that ties in musicians and athletes. If you were on a baseball roster right now, can't say any of your songs, unfortunately, what would be your walk-up song?
Oh, a walk-up song. Oh, that's a good question. Jeez.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, we lost you for a second.
Oh, no, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Walk-up song. Oh, I am honestly kind of blanking right now. I'm listening to a lot of stuff from my childhood. I would go maybe Young Jeezy, just Welcome Back. I don't know.
Hey, man, that's a fine one with me, man. Paris, go knock out the World Cup. Go inspire young people out there that want to be artists because you're doing it. You're doing a good job. You're starting to get the career going in the right direction. We appreciate your time, and just be you, man. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. That is Paris Williams, who's going to perform at the World Cup here in Kansas City. Now lives in Kansas City. Love that. Love talking to artists, man.
That was fun.
Also cool to hear him say he's listening to stuff from his childhood based on what we talked about yesterday.
Exactly right.
Weird how it works, isn't it?
It's crazy. 14 years old. Remember that music from when you were 14? And we talked about it yesterday, and he's out there going, yeah, I'm listening to a lot of stuff from my childhood now. Yeah, we all are, man. It's just different childhoods.
For my city, on for my city, put on.
Good walk-up song.
Oh, great song. I thought it was funny when A-Rod would go back to Texas, they'd play Listen to the Money Talk by AC/DC, or Love Me for the Money.
A-Rod made no money compared to what we're making now, too.
Yeah,
My
nowadays.
God.
Yeah, $750 million for Juan Soto. By the way, he is starting to get hot.
A-Rod made $252 million total. Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani are pushing $800 million.
It's funny.
And we lost our minds when A-Rod signed.
It's funny you say that because my stepdad's mother, Miss Peggy, who was a great grandmother to me, goes when people were starting to make those contracts. She goes, I remember when George Brett got $1 million. And we were like, what in the world?
And now Ohtani's getting 800 times of what George Brett got when he got that $1 million contract.
Crazy. Coming up here on the other side, we'll get back to what Eric Schmitt had to say about college football in the process of what they're going to try to change in the sport here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, everybody likes more free time, right? You like those weekends freed up where you can do whatever it is that you want and not have to worry about anything around the house. Well, we like that as well, and that's why we've hired Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. One of the reasons is, hey, we're freed up now on the weekends. We don't have to worry about the yard because Aspen takes care of it, and thank goodness they do, because when we were taking care of the yard, it was awful. We spent hours a day trying to get this thing looking right. Aspen came in, and in one afternoon, they took care of our yard, and now we have the best-looking lawn on the block. They did such an unbelievable job. They've got rid of all the weeds, all the bare spots, all the dandelions, and now we just have lush green grass in front of our yard. And we also use the pest control side of Aspen as well with that mosquito dome. It's time to sit outside for the spring and summer, and we love doing that. The mosquito dome keeps those mosquitoes out, and it keeps the yard free of ticks and fleas as well, so it's perfect for the dog. Right now, Aspen's going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Chris Stigall lied about President Trump.
Donald Trump's not a conservative. I will not support Donald Trump.
And now he's lying about Nathan Willett.
Woke Willett spent $631,000 of your money on transgender outreach programs.
Those are flat-out lies from Chris Stigall, who attacks President Trump. And here's the proof. He voted against trans surgeries and trans bathrooms. Nathan Willett is a Christian, conservative, and seventh-generation North Missourian.
I'm Nathan Willett. I'll fight for President Trump, and I approve this message. Paid for by Nathan Willett for Congress.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
I'm Anna Garcia, host of True Crime News, the podcast. Every week, we bring you in-depth coverage on cases making headlines, as well as those that go under the radar. Tune in for murders that defy explanation, mysteries seeking exploration, and shocking secrets that will leave you breathless. Each week, we honor the victims by going beyond the salacious in our search for justice. Crime never stops, and neither do we. Listen to True Crime News, available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today, expect cloudy skies with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, reaching a high of 82.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. Wouldn't be doing my job because it awoke the text line. So if you could have a walk-up song, what would it be?
It would probably be Enter Sandman, which was my song for a long, long time. It was our wedding song. Yeah, I would, yeah.
Is it just the beginning?
Yeah.
Or, okay,
Yeah.
The instrumental?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that would be badass.
Yours?
I don't know. I'd find some, like, sick screamo song or something.
Oh, okay.
I'd go that route.
Like Wait and Bleed by Slipknot?
Yeah, I don't
Were
know.
you a Slipknot fan?
No.
Oh.
I'm
So
not
that's hard, man.
Dude, Slipknot, Wait and Bleed bangs.
Yes, that's a great song. It's a great band, but not my sort of metal.
Should see them perform live.
Yeah.
You like that stuff? They wear leather faces and like prison suits.
Yeah, that's not me.
I'm surprised yours wouldn't be like Return of the Mac.
That's a good one. Yeah,
It's a great song, one of the greatest of all time.
It's easy.
Yeah,
it's
everyone would know.
I mean, from 10 to like
And
80.
your name's Mac.
My name's
Mac's awesome.
I think mine would be How Bizarre by OMC.
Great song,
That's
too.
awesome.
Just because I'd want to like walk up and have everybody in good vibes, or it'd be Best Day Ever by Mac Miller.
Oh, that's a great one.
Could you smile from cheek to cheek?
Yes, that's a great one.
Great song. R.I.P. to one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had a text. Slipknot. Yeah. I bet Maloney's listened to Slipknot.
Oh, Are You Ready by Korn? Great one. There we go. That's a good
John
one.
Buck, Shoots and Ladders. That's what his was. And it was just the bagpipes and the drums. And I was like jamming to it. My dad's like, do you even know who sings this? I'm like, doesn't matter, Dad. You know,
Just
like
took out your phone and Shazam that. Oh, wait, back
not
then.
in 97.
Not back then. You couldn't.
Oh, that's great.
First date I had with my wife was one of the first dates I had with her. She had a party, and Buck was at the party. And so, you know, he was always just one of those, yes, John Buck.
Finally, Matt got him. You're a growing boy.
I always liked John Buck. Just a good guy. Not a great baseball player,
Had
but a really good guy.
huge neck.
Huge head, too.
Yeah,
He
man.
was the big centerpiece in the Carlos Beltran trade.
Yeah, he was. Boy, that worked out.
Well, none of those trades work out at the deadline. You know, they really don't. The best trades are the off-season ones.
Somebody says theirs would definitely be Money for Nothing, one of the
That's a
greatest
good
guitar riffs to start a song of all time. One of the most underrated guitar players of all time. Titanic theme song.
Oh, my God.
The Climb by Miley Cyrus.
Okay, now we're being foolish here.
Hysteria by Muse. That is a good one.
Good one.
It's a great one.
Max walk-up song would be Something by the Wiggles.
Oh, jeez.
He's 27.
Oh, my God.
Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. That's a good one. Tupac Outlaw. That or like Ghetto Cowboy by Bone Thugs and Harmony would be tight. You better come show. Great song. Okay, so earlier today we had Eric Schmitt on the show, and he is the senator in Missouri, and he was explaining his college sports bill.
In order for this to work, you've got the Big 12, the ACC, a lot of the other schools. They could pool their media rights. And so think of it this way. It'd be like what college football is now like right now is the NFC East negotiates their own deal. The AFC West negotiates their own deal. Well, that doesn't fully maximize the NFL's full value. And all those entities have antitrust protection to go do that, because normally you'd say, well, wait a minute, why do these people get to collude together? So Congress said, no, you can go do that in the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961. So this would pull college football into that same category, so they could go do it. The last number I'll leave you with is the NBA has half the audience of college football and twice the revenue. They're about $8 billion all in, okay? College football all in, with the second most eyeballs in the country behind the NFL, is $4 billion all in. So if they were allowed to pool, those conferences come together and negotiate with rights holders, you would see, conservatively, $8 to $12 billion every year, which is a lot more than they have now. And that's the money then. That's kind of the seed corn to protect all these other sports that just don't generate the revenue, to make sure they're protected. So it's the governance piece, it's the revenue piece, and the revenue thing's optional. If the SEC and Big Ten don't want to join that, kind of collective unified rights, they don't have to, but it does provide at least a roadmap.
How are you going to convince the SEC to go in with everybody else on this one? Because I think what I was reading about this is you need 3/4 vote to make this take effect, right? That would mean the Big 12, the ACC, the SEC, and the B1G. All four of those, 3 of the 4 have to vote yes for this to take effect. And so I don't know that the SEC and the B1G are going to go ahead and do that. What's their incentive to do that? It's like what we talk about in baseball all the time, right? What's the Dodgers' incentive? Well, what the incentive is, it makes it better for everybody else, which in turn, at the end of the day, makes it better for you. Because if you're outspending everybody and programs start to drop off, well, you're going to lose opponents. You're going to lose the ability to generate that money. You start losing all of these sports. Your enrollment goes down. And the thing that really should wake college sports up, and at least college football from that magnitude, is what he said about the NBA versus college football. He says the NBA gets half the audience, but twice the revenue of college football. Now, there's more inventory in the NBA because there's 81 games for every team. There's not that much inventory in college football. But there's more people paying attention to what's going on in college football. And if somehow they can make that make sense to the SEC and the Big Ten, then they should be in on all of this to pool all the resources, because everybody is stronger together, and it will make college athletics better all around if everybody pools their money and splits it evenly.
I'm just amazed at what he said about the NBA.
That's stunning. Yeah. $8 billion a year, and college football's generating $4 billion a year. 67% of that revenue coming from the SEC and the Big Ten. 39% of that, he said, coming from the SEC. So if you can make the numbers work, there's no reason you shouldn't have a situation like this, because now you're pooling all your television rights. Think about all the cool games that television could potentially create now that they have the rights to everybody, where CBS has the rights to the Big Ten, but Fox has the rights to the SEC. Well, you want some of those crossover games. Now you're going to have the opportunity to do that because everybody's all together at one. I think it creates a lot of opportunity for the networks. I think it creates potentially better games for everybody else. And obviously, you can generate more money for everybody else and preserve some of these sports that we're already seeing cut.
Yeah, is our college, with this opening of this valley, is it ever going to get right? Like, will it ever be?
I don't know. That's $1 million question, Dusty. Is baseball ever going to get right?
Not by what we saw yesterday. They are definitely going to lock out because those. I mean, there's just because the same thing can go for what we just talked about college football and like the SEC. Like, why would the Dodgers and Yankees do any sort of negotiating with TV deals, right? Like, that's where their revenue basically.
The Dodgers are getting $272 million a year by themselves.
Correct.
What's their incentive?
They've already paid off Ohtani,
right?
And they don't have to pay him for another 10 years.
That's right.
This was Eric Schmitt on non-revenue sports and lack of regulations.
You talk to these coaches. They essentially have these guys for maybe 6 months. And by the way, that isn't even true. You could leave whenever. You have people leaving at the beginning of a season, the first game, if they don't like something. So there's no real contracts. There's no terms. There are no rules. And I think that this is an attempt to acknowledge that because the NCAA can't really do anything. And listen, the NCAA's had its problems over the years. I'm not denying that. But they can't enforce anything. It's created this just total chaos. And I think that disparity between the haves and the have-nots will continue to grow. And that's not good, again, if we believe that, Olympic sports are important if we want to compete in the Olympics. We have to have athletes who are playing and competing in sports that just don't generate revenue. I mean, baseball doesn't really generate revenue except in a few schools. And so anyway, I think that's why it's important to kind of keep that menu of options for athletes available.
And I also think, too, ultimately it does. It comes down to the SEC being all in on this. And, Mac, you went to school there. You know it better than, Dusty and I do. I don't feel like the SEC feels like they would be in on something like this to combine all of these rights. I still think the SEC views themselves as the Yankees or Dodgers, more so the Dodgers than the Yankees, because I do think the Yankees are going to try to bring this thing back to the pack with collective bargaining. But I think the SEC feels like they're the Dodgers, and we don't need anybody else. We'll just do our own thing. And eventually that's going to run out. I don't know if the SEC is going to be involved in something like this. They should be, but I don't know if the financials make enough sense for them to be in on something like this when they're basically the main revenue generator for all of this.
Yeah, you've got to really sell them on it. And it's the Big Ten, too. You bring up the SEC.
Yeah.
It's the Big Ten. They're both going to be this way. And frankly, you're going to have to prove them otherwise as to why they shouldn't be.
The reports seem to think it's more the SEC, though.
That's fair. Yeah, and it probably is. Yeah, we sit on our high horse for the SEC. Yeah,
right.
So that's what they think of themselves. And frankly, like, are they wrong over the last 20 years? They're not.
No. But what we did over the last 20 years, we can't factor in anymore, right? And I'm talking off the field stuff because, yes, on the field, obviously they've dominated. But are we going to continue to be able to dominate if everybody else is playing a different game and you're playing your own thing and then nobody's participating with you and you've broken away and you're doing your own thing? Like the reason I like this bill that Eric Schmitt from Missouri is part of and wants to get passed is because it brings everybody together under one umbrella, and everybody is together. Together we are stronger, as they say, right? And so you have an opportunity to kind of bring everybody under one umbrella and get one sort of TV contract or three, whatever it is that you want to get, that factors in everybody, and it's the greater good for the greatest number of people involved. And I do think if you're able to do this and combine resources, you can preserve a lot of sports as well. And I think the sports fan ultimately would be happy with something like this. This is where the SEC has to put its, we're better than everybody else, we're the big bad SEC, and we can generate revenue on our own, and take a step back and realize that's not in the best interest of the entire college football universe. And ultimately, it won't be in the best interest of you if 3 of these 4 leagues kind of gang up together and try to take you on. It's strength in numbers at that point.
Well, this was what he had to say about getting the Big Ten and the SEC to join.
They have to feel comfortable with it, which is why, first of all, there are previous versions of this that made this mandatory, that everybody had to negotiate together and split it up evenly. That's just not going to work. And so this model is to say it's completely voluntary. I think you solve for that problem ultimately with the negotiation of these parties as they voluntarily enter into an arrangement, right? Like, so, for example, about 67% of all the eyeballs Saturdays are on Big Ten and SEC games. And it's about 39% SEC, and the remainder being Big Ten. And so if they're going to enter into this deal, of course they're going to negotiate a way that for this growing pie of 8 to 12 billion instead of 4 billion, they're getting their at least 39%, or those two conferences are at least getting their 67%. But at the end of the day, that pie is big enough for that money to make sure that, the women's and Olympic sports, the non-revenue sports across college athletics has enough money to survive. And that's really the dynamic that would play out here, or it won't. Like, they just will decide they don't want to do it. The SEC in particular, in 2030, 2031-ish, I mean, they're going to blow the doors off the next TV deal. There's no question about that. So for the SEC, they'd have to say, is it better for us to be part of this collective unified rights deal or go on our own? And that's their call.
Now, I will say this, from the other side, from the Big 12 perspective, what's my incentive to go and join this right now where you're going to give the SEC and the Big 10 67% of this revenue, or maybe I can go sell my own rights and make more revenue on your own? Because when you take the Big 10 and the SEC 67% out, that leaves 33% left for the Big 12 and the ACC. Divide that by 2. It's like 16.5% apiece. Meanwhile, the SEC is getting 39% of the revenue. How is that reputable, or equitable, I should say, for the smaller conference schools at that point in time?
$2 billion each in your math right there. If it was $12 billion, 4 and 4 for the Big Ten and the SEC,
right,
leaving 4 for all those others, divide that in 2. Big 12 gets $2 billion.
Right, and then divide that by 16.
Yes. Yep.
And then that's where you are. So
for each team. Yep.
For each team. And the Big Ten has 16 teams. The SEC has 16 teams. And so they're all getting double the amount of money. So every university in those two leagues is making double than what the Big Ten or the Big 12 and the ACC would be making. What's their incentive at that point in time to join in on this?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think it ever gets right.
Let me ask you guys a hypothetical.
You're fighting an uphill battle.
What do you think we have a better opportunity of seeing happen? The SEC getting on board with this, or the players agreeing to a salary cap in baseball?
Baseball.
You answered that fast.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong. That's why I'm like, you answered that fast, because I don't think you're wrong on that. What do you think, Mac?
I don't know. It's a good one.
Thank you.
I mean, the argument for the SEC would figure this out quicker is that we've seen this with baseball forever, and with baseball players. So that problem, is more likely to not get fixed because it's existed for eternity. Whereas this problem hasn't existed in this way. Yes, the SEC has been greedy or whatever, but it's not.
I've never heard it explained like Eric Schmitt explained it to us,
It's not been run into this problem, and there's a lot of money to be had. And if you can convince someone that more money's going to be made, because that's the thing, like these conferences, now that I'm answering your question as I'm talking here.
Yeah, then that's a good way to do it, though. You're rationalizing and working through it. Yeah,
these conferences are working together at some level. Like, I know they're working against each other, but at some point they have the same common goal for their sport to be extremely popular and to create that pie bigger. Players and the front offices, they do not have the same common goal at the end of the day. They are trying to take each other's money. And the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, what they should be doing is trying to grow the same amount of money together.
Yeah.
And so I think you can find that common goal and common interest quicker with the SEC than you could with these players in front offices. I just think that dichotomy is too big.
It's a fair point. You want some sports breaking news?
Oh, yeah.
You guys familiar with Yannick Sinner?
He lost, yeah.
Yeah, he was minus 100,000. And up 2 sets.
Oh, wow.
And ended up losing.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and he lost.
Calling maybe one of the biggest upsets in tennis history.
He lost 6-1, 6-1 the last 2 sets. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Who was he playing?
Number 56th ranked Juan Manuel Curanadello.
Yeah.
Or however you say that.
Yeah.
Minus 10,000. Yeah, minus 10,000.
Wow.
Loses in the second round, going up 2 sets. All you got to do is win one more.
All you do is put $10 on Juan.
And that third set was 7-5.
So ESPN says that the top-ranked Yannick Sinner is out of the French Open, dropping 18 of the last 20 games en route to a second-round loss to 56th-ranked Juan Manuel. He appeared to struggle with the heat at the match, going from one game away from victory to find himself out of the tournament in the second round. I say that because get ready for some upsets in the World Cup. I don't think a lot of people know about the Midwest humidity. And I wonder what that's going to be like. And I understand that other countries have heat.
Not like this.
Okay.
Maybe you're an Ichiro.
So before I get coached, I've already been coached about what a myth is and an opinion is. Mac didn't have my back, but it's okay.
Yeah, that was a decent text. I thought about it too.
Yeah. But again, like, to me, I think the Midwest is going to wake up a lot of, because I know they're going to have like water breaks. Like they're required to have those because you don't want people passing out.
No, you have to in soccer. It's because there's no substitution. You have to have water breaks. Yeah.
Golly, that's crazy. Minus, what was it, 10,000?
Minus 10,000. Yeah, and he lost. I mean, talk about going into a match and thinking, I got this one, right? I don't even know who this guy is, quite honestly.
I mean, they're struggling in this French heat. There's a 17-year-old who had to shove his head in a cooler after winning a 4-hour and 56-minute match.
Oh, my God.
90
I'm looking at that kid right now. Yeah.
He's like, all right, I can't do this.
Yeah. Moise Kouame just won the longest match of the Roland Garros so far. 4 hours, 56 minutes at 17. Holy cow.
But we can't call that 5 hours, but we can say that Ken Walker has 4.3 speed.
Wow.
That's 5 hours.
He's given a medical timeout mid-game.
Put his head in the cooler of ice.
Yeah. Could you imagine being a 17-year-old and doing anything for 5 hours? Like the fact that guy, weathered through all of that. That's insane.
Ask Will Levis.
Whew.
Yeah, very, very controversial that he got a medical timeout.
That's crazy. That's controversial.
Why is that controversial? We've
They
come
don't do
so
that.
far.
They don't do that.
They don't do that.
I know they
mid-game.
So they want to see him die?
Yeah, right. But that's like, come on. Come on. Let's use common sense here. We have come so far in the medical industry with everything. I mean, we were kind of talking about it yesterday with Mahomes being back early, Jaylen Brown being back early, Daniel Jones being back early, the talk even of Aaron Rodgers coming back. Like, we have taken so many advances in medicine, and we have grown and become so much better at what we do from a medical side of things. We should be seeing more of this because we also understand how important and vital the human body is to have right. And you've got world-class athletes out there, and you're going to, nope, sorry, no water break. Meanwhile, the World Cup is stopping down for water breaks, and that's a sport that never stops play. It should never be a controversial timeout or something. I'm sure that his opponent probably would, thank God, I needed a break too.
Exactly. Catch my breath.
Yeah. Okay, screw it. Put some points on my side. I'm sorry that I had to take a break. I'll take the penalty.
I mean, whatever it is, it's worth it for that. You get 5 minutes to just, I need a break for it's 1,000 degrees out here.
Who was the poor young man for the Minnesota Vikings that collapsed?
Yeah, Corey Stringer.
Yeah,
we were up there at training camp when that happened.
I was going to say, that was right in your neck of the woods that time of year.
Yeah, we were up there in River Falls and went over there when he died.
Collapsed.
Yeah.
Right there.
Gone. And this was 2001 when still at that point in time we were doing 2-a-days. They were 3-hour practices. There were no water breaks. You got called names if you wanted water. Here's smelling salts. Get your ass back out there. That was 25 years ago. We've come such a long way from those days. The fact that we're having this conversation is very upsetting to me. This poor kid was 17 years old and needed a quick timeout.
I would just say, then penalize me, man. Let me get...
Yeah, I'm trying to live.
FanDuel Sportsbook is calling this the stunner of the century.
It's incredible.
Now, remember, we're only 26 years into the century, but still,
3 straight sets.
100-1 live to beat number one Yannick Sinner, and he did it.
And that's the only way that I can say, yes, this is the biggest. I don't know anything about tennis. I don't know who upset who. I don't know any of this kind of stuff. But with the odds the way that they are, that allows somebody like me, who's not a huge fan, to go, maybe it is the biggest upset of all time, based on 10,000 to 1.
And staying with tennis, Serena Williams also expected to make a comeback.
Oh, nice.
Yep, Queen's Club. She's requested a doubles wild card. She wants to play with Victoria Mboko, who is the 9th-ranked woman in tennis. There we go. Might see Serena back. Be awesome.
You know what that does for the French Open? Makes it entertaining.
Yes.
Because now it's wide open.
Yes.
And now you got the upset kid in there now that's playing with house money. You got the number one guy out in Yannick, and here we go. That's one of the majors in tennis, man, the French Open.
Yes.
It's one of the bigger tournaments. So like we always say, sit back, appreciate greatness. We might have us a wild card tournament. That can get me. I'd love to have Nate Taylor on about that sort of thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You would go to the to the TV set to watch somebody that's spectacular playing.
Yeah. We'll wrap this show up on the other side. It is National Hamburger Day. We get into that one more time here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is underway. I know it. You know it. I've seen all your gorgeous pictures, and you know I'm referencing Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're smooth, and they're refreshing and perfectly made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy with 0 troubles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to start feeling better, right? And we're going to help you feel better together because that's what we do at QC Kinetics. If you're thinking to yourself, hey, man, I got these joint pains that are bothering me, but it's just normal now. It's not normal, and we can help you get better without surgery, without downtime, and without meds. It's QC Kinetics. They have regenerative treatments that's helped 40,000 people all over the United States today, and they use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner that inflammation eases and the sooner your joint damage slows down. Because no one signs up for joint pain. We got to get it out of you, and QC Kinetics can help with those regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is free, so schedule it now. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The Kansas City Auto Show is back, and we're taking over the Overland Park Convention Center with more brands, more test drives, free parking, and all new features. Join us June 4th through 7th at our exciting new location. Get up close to the latest cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, exclusive test drives you won't want to miss. Don't miss your chance to see your future of driving all in one place. Get your tickets now at kcautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through the 7th at Overland Park Convention Center.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery, staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010.
That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance. Strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Hey, it's Rob Britton from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, and we're excited to announce the launch of Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the World Cup with our friends over at 98.1 KMBZ.
And Rob, I'm Scott Parks from Dana and Parks on KMBZ. Beyond the Pitch KC will feature the biggest names who made the World Cup in Kansas City possible, plus the biggest storylines heading into this summer's tournament. This is not a podcast about soccer. Don't get us wrong. This is a podcast about Kansas City. This is a podcast for Kansas City. And this is a podcast that'll tell the story of how our town is hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes will be released every Wednesday starting on March 4th, as well as video clips that can be seen on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ's social channels.
Subscribe and download to Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series with myself, Rob Bretton, on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Stories from the Pitch, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with new limited time deals from Lowe's.
He'd announced his retirement before the tournament. 34 years old, knees aching. Then he dragged France to the final, almost alone. A Panenka penalty against Italy in the 7th minute, raising hopes of a fairy tale ending. Italy equalized. Extra time. 110th minute. Marco Materazzi, the Italian defender, said something to Zidane. We still don't know exactly what. Zidane walked a few paces, turned, and drove his shaved head into Materazzi's chest. The Italian collapsed. The red card came out. Zidane walked past the championship trophy on his way to the tunnel and didn't look at it. Italy won on penalties. The final image of his career, not a kiss, but a headbutt.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more Stories from the Pitch.
We're doing it again, aren't we? Doing it again.
We got to end the way we started, right?
Yep. On my pillow. That's all I heard last night when I turned the game off. The final score is 7-0. I'll still watch you, Royals. I'll still love you, Royals. You can keep it playing. Because it's always love, but it's over now. And it sucks and it hurts. Tell me, Roxette.
What else did she sing?
At this point, it doesn't matter. Definitely had another song.
Did she? I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. I got 2 texts from Maloney today, and one of them was, Roxette flex.
So I've now taken a picture of my arm, and I send it to him now instead of the flex emoji.
A 3D flex.
That's fantastic.
Roxette, artist. Let's see. Top songs. It Must Have Been Love. She has a greatest hits album. Listen to Your Heart. I've heard that one. Listen to Your Heart.
Oh, yeah. Banger.
On its call. The Look. I don't know this one. Oh, yeah. She's got the look. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of sounds like the intro to Friends.
A little bit. Yeah. I see what you're saying there. Yeah.
Got to pay off this for the 913. Hope it's not too late to get a shout out. My daughter Cam is currently on her way to state for track.
There you go, Cam. Way to go.
Go Carl Junction. Why do I not know where that's at?
I don't know. Carl Junction. Where that sounds like a place. Well, there was a place called
Junction City, Kansas.
There's a Junction City, Kansas, but there was a place back in the day from something Junction. I got a Burlington Junction, Missouri is the one that we had
Is
with
that where the
that
Coke
guy.
factory was
It
originated?
was, yes, it was, yeah. But what was his name? The guy who was ripping on Mel Kiper. I don't even know who this Mel Kiper is. I've got a sister in Burlington Junction, Missouri, who says that we should, all
Colts.
that. What the hell was his
Polian?
name? It was like no, it wasn't Polian. He's still alive. This guy's dead.
Yeah, he's alive, but he doesn't know he voted.
Right, yes. This guy is now, it was a Bill, I'm sure, back in the day. Everybody was Bill something in the NFL. So
Close to Joplin, Carl Junction is.
Is it Carl Junction?
That's all I know about it. My brother-in-law's from
Carl
there. That's all I
Junction
know.
is by
Oh,
Joplin.
you know somebody from Carl Junction?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
How many people are from Carl Junction?
I don't
Not a
know,
lot.
but the text line was as quick as I was on baseball with my answer. Carl Junction's by Joplin, next to Branson, outside Pittsburgh. By Joplin.
There you
Carl
go.
Junction is
All
down by
right.
Joplin.
That's
Got
all I know
it.
about it. It's
Okay,
Joplin.
cool.
So,
yeah.
8,500 people.
It's a big
Small.
town. Yeah.
Golly, that's it. 8,500. Kind of dig that actually. All right, so today is National Hamburger Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you asked, create your perfect burger.
That's right. I asked Binkley.
Did he ever respond?
Oh, he did.
Okay.
He did. Do you want to guess what Binkley's perfect burger is?
Can I get a no? No, don't do that. Okay, so he probably didn't give you the bun, which is a key.
Did not
component.
give the bun, no.
Rookie mistake, Binkley. We're going cheese,
Okay.
bacon,
Okay.
barbecue sauce,
No.
jalapenos,
Yeah.
onion,
Yeah.
lettuce,
No.
tomato,
No.
pickles.
No.
Okay.
So you got all the toppings right. The only thing you missed on was 2 or 3 patties.
He's hitting a Dave's trip.
That guy's an idiot, man.
Damn, he's hitting the cycle on burgers.
Just juice all over the place.
You ever been to Tay's Burger Shack?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Holy cow. That's the question number 2. But my perfect burger is very simple. You could do the Jimmy Buffett cheeseburger in paradise. You know that song, Mac? Yeah, I knew you did. He likes his with lettuce and tomato,
Heinz 57,
French fried potato,
potatoes.
big
Yeah.
kosher pickle, and a cold draft beer.
Right.
Good God Almighty, which way do I steer? But I kind of took a little bit of that.
Holy cow, listen to this. Breaking news. The Rockets owner just bought Caesars Entertainment for $6 billion.
Huh.
I wonder if the Rockets move to Vegas and then they get an expansion team in Houston.
I wonder what their new stadium is going to be called. $6 billion.
Imagine buying an entire casino company.
No.
You want to talk about FU money?
Yeah. That's like Marty Bird.
$18 billion he bought it for.
18 billion.
18. This one I see says 6 billion. 18 billion?
Billion.
I
Holy.
guess it may just be the headline. He's placing an $18 billion bet on Las Vegas by buying Caesars. Well, I'll have to look into it.
Holy cow.
That's pretty solid. But if we're going back to my burger, that's not worth $18 billion. Brioche bun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm just going traditional burgers because I would do smash burger over anything all day, right? But if I'm building my perfect burger, it is brioche bun, obviously the patty. I'll do a sharp cheddar, and then I just want Heinz 57 and pickles.
That's it. That's very simple. See,
I don't want it overbuilt. I don't want the lettuce to make it. Then the tomato slides out. The lettuce gets hot.
Yep.
I know I sound like I'm bitching, and I am, but I just like mustard on the bottom bun, burger patty with the sharp cheddar, and then I do the pickles and the Heinz 57 top bun. That's it.
That's simple. See, I'm an overloader, man. I want sauteed onions. I want
That's
avocado. I want bacon. I want cheddar cheese. I want raw onion. Like, I want it all on my burger. And I will stack that thing very, very high. And then you're right. You bite into it and everything falls out. And now it's a bowl.
Yeah.
Just grab a fork and a knife and eat it like a bowl.
Because, I get that on, the smash burgers. With those, I just like the grilled onions, the mustard, and pickle. That's all I want on that burger. I've kind of phased out ketchup in my life.
Yeah.
I like it with, tater tots and some fries, but I don't need it on the burger. Someone says, my perfect burger, brioche bun, 2 patties, pepper jack cheese, barbecue sauce, pickles, and an onion ring. That comes from Lance. That's a solid burger.
That is a solid burger. The bun does matter. And I am a big pretzel bun fan. So I would go with the pretzel bun on that one.
Okay. That gives you a little bit of a salt.
Yeah.
Gives you
Binkley just texted me, pretzel bun.
There you go. He's on it. Mac, build your perfect burger. What do you got over there?
Yeah, 2 patties, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, ketchup.
And crispy bacon?
Yeah, not on my perfect burger.
Okay.
I'll throw some onions on there.
Is she building a big burger or is she simple?
This is cheese and ketchup.
So
maybe some
McDonald's,
lettuce. Yeah. Children's burger.
Simple.
Over there for sure.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for me. Yeah.
One burger left in Kansas City. Where are you going to get it?
Corner cocktail.
Winstead's Corner Cocktail. I'll go Tay's. Nah, you know what? I'll go Johnny Ray's in Lee Summit.
Winstead's may be the last burger. I mean, they may be gone soon. You don't see many of them anymore.
I love it over there, man.
Which one on Row or Knoll? And
Both.
The one
I try
on
and
the
support
Plaza?
both, baby.
There's
Yeah,
not two. There's one or the other. I don't know which one it is. So which one do you go to?
The one on Row?
Yeah, I think so. I do go to both. I frequently.
But there's not 2 of them.
There are 2 of them.
There's one on Row and Knoll?
There's one
at 435?
There's one by the plaza or by the plaza, and then there's one
on Row.
On Row.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I said Row or Knoll, and you said both of them.
Oh, yeah.
I like
both locations, Bob.
There are only 2 left, right?
Yep. We lost the one in Blue Springs. They replaced it with a Whataburger.
Yeah.
I know. Tell me about it, man. That's when I turned my back on Blue Springs and never came back. Sorry. Hometown.
I love it.
Dude, we used to cross 7 Highway.
You're so right. It's awesome.
And we would go, and your date and you would split a skyscraper shake.
Yes.
One
dude,
straw.
Yes.
One straw.
Oh, yeah.
That was the closest you got to kissing without kissing.
Hello, America.
I'll take the burger with cheese and pickles and this. Okay, that'll now be $9 because every topping counted.
And now $9. Back then you thought was a lot. $9. So you're like, give me 3.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Winstead's bangs, man. So do all of you. You're all kind. You're all beautiful. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know.